Announcer's tower. I tell you what, it's an honor. There's no way I can fill them shoes. Trust me. No way at all. But we're going to try. Hopefully, guys, we've got a big night of truck and tractor pulling. I got my buddy Dan Leffler down there. Dan, we got a big night, buddy.
Yeah, we do, Doug. I tell you what, we got a good lineup, good classes here again tonight. We're going to start it off tonight with the light pro stock tractors. So, yeah, got them bringing 8 of them back from last night. So, yeah, first tractor out here tonight will be Matthew Meadows out of Tollersburg, Kentucky, in 2 rimless. So, yeah, 8 tractors here in the first class. So, big night here. Night 3, I believe it is.
Yeah, it's been going on here, guys. Tell you what, we walked around there quite a bit this afternoon, and what a heck of a festival it is. You have a lot of here to be proud of. A lot of merchants, a lot of good stuff out there. Good music, good times. Hey guys, I want this grandstand filled up, both sides. We got a big night. It's Saturday night. It's nice weather out here. There's no reason why we can't have this thing full.
Traffic's bumper to bumper out here. You can see them trying to come in.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Appreciate that. So come on in, guys. Come on in here if you're on the grounds. Call your friends, neighbors, whatever. Let's get them in here. Hey, we got the Southern Express pulling sled out of Tompkinsville, Kentucky. We'll be talking about that periodically throughout. And I tell you what, it's an honor to be up here, Dan. It really is.
It is.
I remember Joe very well. And Carolyn, we lost him way too soon.
Another beautiful evening in store here with a lot more horsepower in the air.
Oh, definitely, that's for sure. And we got a good one starting it out. This is a heck of a class. We got 8 tractors in this thing. The light pro stock tractors. Last night's winner is here again. Yeah, we'll talk about that as we go through this thing. But what a great night. It really is. Great to be here. Got 7 big classes here again tonight. Last night we had 6. Starting another hour earlier. But what a great scene. Just a beautiful atmosphere down here, Dan.
Yeah. Get ready for a lot of wheel speed here in this first class. Light pro stock. Yeah, they put on a really good show last night. I don't know if anybody was here last night. See you guys here with us last night?
It's right up here.
Let's hear you.
Push that battery somehow right there.
All right.
Not too into it yet, Doug.
Good looking tractor out here on the
Hopefully John
international
comes back.
side of things. The old Magnum. 7220. Had a good night last night. See what he can do tonight. He'll be your test hook, test puller, which means he's either got that option, you can take it or turn it down. But I tell you what, this track is looking good. It held up all night last night. Heck of a show. So if he was there last night, we got more of the same tonight.
Well, we're getting ready to make some noise here in Lanesville this year. Thunder the Valley.
Yeah, Thunder Valley. You're right, Buck. I tell you what, we got a good one going to start it out. Matthew Meadows. Let's see what he can do. Got international fans in the house here tonight. They're still sleeping yet.
Where you at, you big red fans? Come alive.
I hear a few.
I got one down here.
There you go. I got 2 or 3 here, so yeah. All right, on the line, Matthew Meadows. That big decision making. You're taking to turn it down.
This is for Matthew Meadows. 313.38. 313.38 for Matthew Meadows.
All right, we're official.
He took at us.
Adam Rudolph, you're next. Kewanee, Indiana, one bad binder. Another good running tractor right here, guys. So we got the mark set at 313 and 38. Nice pass. Nice pass.
Check out this one bad binder. It's a good look at 1466 coming at you.
Yeah. They have another one like that in one of those cases, like another battery. Not like that. Okay. I got that card.
All right.
Tell me when
So, Buck, I don't know if you heard me. We're keeping that full. So we are official, buddy.
I heard that. You're underway.
Yep, we're underway.
Yeah, with a wide shot
I
rock.
got some moon signs to talk about here after a while whenever you get time.
Oh, there you go.
I'm a little moony, you know.
Well, don't be mooning. All right, one bad binder. Adam Rudolph,
Hi, Dean.
Kewanee, Indiana. That's Shane Scott. All right, got the chain tight. Going to build that bushing, watch that smoke. Keep an eye on the tires. A couple things I look for. Kind of sets the run right there. Your first 10, 20 feet. Shipping Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
All right, the distance for Adam Blue now. 307 and 20, 307 and 20. For Adam Blue now in the one fast biker. That'll bring us Shane Scott out of Shippensburg, Pennsylvania. The black and blue forward. Then Matt Smith. And then facing that 313 and 38. He's down there by Matthew Meadows. And he will be listening.
That's exactly right, Dan. I want to thank all the people that built this track. We've got a whole list of we're going to be talking about here in a little bit. See the presentation there, the Dan and Ann Christiani pulling strips.
You know, talk about the moon signs. My mom, she wouldn't do anything in the garden without looking at the almanac first.
Yeah.
But one of the signs is that whenever folks go into the ground, you're going to have falling weather. So this is all over this. It's kind of going down to the ground here tonight.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
They're forecasting a possibility of rain in the morning. I've seen too many things here, Doug, that I couldn't explain. So I have to kind of go along with my mom's way of thinking with the moon sign.
I'll tell you what, we've got some blue tractors coming up here next to the Fords. Shane Scott. The New Holland Ford. Black and blue. Another strong running tractor from the Keystone State. Well, Buck, have you ever been up in them helicopters up there, buddy?
Matter of fact, I had one time.
Yeah.
Flew around Lanesville.
Awesome.
Never did go back.
Maybe that's something you and I can do next year. What do you think?
I think I'll just stay on the ground and watch. You know, I'm always leery, since I'm twice as big as anybody else, I'm always leery about my weight, you know, even on Ferris wheels and all.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm putting twice the load on this basket than what the last fella did.
All right. Shane Scott, ladies and gentlemen. Right here.
Open banana. He's both.
All right.
They use a floating finish line. Here's a nice job.
Oh, I'm sure they will, yes. Hasn't been determined yet, Buck.
Okay.
31301, 313.01. That's your new number 2, Shane Scott, in the black and blue.
Yeah, it's pretty close up there toward that top. 313 and 38 is 313.01. That's just from here to there, basically. Buck.
About a quarter inch there, doesn't it?
About a quarter of an inch. There you go. All right, Matt Smith. Fast forward. Next man up. Older style Ford there.
Yeah, he's out of Chambersburg, Pennsylvania.
Then Evan Smoot. Then after this biopsy, guys, we're going to get ready to get them diesel pickups. They've got 19 of them, if I'm not mistaken.
Doug, did you ever do any driving in Pennsylvania?
No.
That's one of the furthest states I ever drove in. You can only go from the southwest to northeast, in between the mountains. You know, it's pretty hard to get from side to side.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll remember that.
Yeah. Take extra gas with you.
I'm sure of that. I'm sure of that. I need a bigger tank. Matt Smith. Track he calls Fast Forward. Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. Another strong running tractor here, guys, I'm telling you. So it needs better than 313 and 38.
Boys, you're doing a good job rolling big in down here, so you as well expect somebody being out here before the night's over. Yep.
Yeah, you're right, Buck. I tell you what, we're getting ready to send him right here. Matt Smith. Fast Forward.
I don't think so, sir.
All right, we're going to find out.
Well, Buck, I tell you what, right there's your new leader. 318 and 85. 318 and 85 for Matt Smith on the Fast Forward.
All right, that's what I get for thinking.
Gotta bring out Evans Smooth out of Eaton, Indiana. The Barnyard Bandit. Another John Deere. Got any John Deere fans?
There you go.
Yep. I think they're starting to liven up a little bit, Doug.
It's early.
I can't tell these boards apart. They ain't got. They're all starting to look alike.
There you go. I tell you what, so we got a brand new leader, 318 and 85, Matt Smith. He's got two tractors in the class. Actually, the other one's the one that won it last night. Both tractors are very, very stout, trust me. All right, Evans Smooth, excuse me. Eaton, Indiana. Barnyard Bandit.
Hey, Ross, my
John
battery's
Deere Bandit,
gonna go
there you
dead.
go.
I ain't got another one. Top it.
Get him all back in here. With all the safety equipment and everything they have nowadays, it's impossible. You got to have a spotter to get it back into the sled. But safety buttons come a long way since we started pulling many, many years ago, buddy. You down there, Buck?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, I've actually seen one four-wheel drive truck and one tractor go over the guardrail here before they had the concrete walls.
Yeah.
They had the guardrail, they go up over top of it.
Yeah, I can see that happening. That's why we preach safety to you guys, the fans in the crowd. Don't want you up against them guardrails or the concrete barriers. All right. Evans Smoot, ladies and gentlemen. Barnyard Bandit. Fast stand right there, I'm telling you.
I thought he was going to the beach.
I did too.
Little
You got
ones
the
like
weights
this
real
back there.
close to the beach, that's for sure.
Yeah, it can't be the big ones. They won't fit in there. I'll go look.
All right.
Look, they're all in
Now
that
this is
all
Matt
one bag.
Matt Smith, the Faster Yet tractor. Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, last night's winner.
Right there, not the
So we'll see what happens here. Got a big tall order right there. He's got to beat a 329 and 14. Very, very capable of doing it, that's for sure. 3 tractors left in the class.
These two aren't going to work, so what if we trained them?
Got her fired up.
Camera out here.
Hey, also, guys, don't forget the Scouts
Hey, Ross, you got-
BSA.
Hey, we'll just switch it.
They got a concession stand down here, Troop 10. Check them out. They got all kind of good food down here. I know you got pork chops, bratwursts, hot dogs, you name it, they got it. Chips and everything like that, drinks. Go check them out, guys. Go to the great cause. The Scouts BSA, Troop 10. And also all the other concession stands down here and all the vendors. Go check them out, guys. A lot of stuff out there to offer. All right, Matt Smith. Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. And then Mark Geddes here doing the driving tonight on the Alice Challenger. Geddes, your name's been around tractor for many, many years. Out of Cambridge City, I do believe he's from. All right, John Deere fans, here's one to be worried about, but we'll see what happens. We got 3 really good tractors yet to go. Of course, we can't rule out Jimmy True either down there. Troy and Landon too. Exactly right, Doug. Yep, out of Frankfort, Kentucky. So we'll see what happens here. 3 tractors to go here in this class. Then we'll get ready to go 4-wheel drive. Diesel truck pulling.
Well, we're killing all the mosquitoes here tonight, Doug. You notice that? I bet you ain't been bitten yet tonight.
No, you're right, buddy.
Yeah, them old west of the Nile mosquitoes ain't got a chance here in Franklin Township.
All right, here we go. Green on the sled, green on the track. Here with Matt Smith on the line and Faster Yet out of Chambersburg, Pennsylvania.
Well, boys, I'd say we got some breakage in the drive line. I don't know.
Yeah, they just don't make them like they used to, Doug.
I don't think that thing would make me go that fast, that hard.
I say, I have slipper clutch trouble. That's the weakest link of them.
Yeah, we'll find out. So we're going to mark him at a 149.04.
You know, these tractors use the same style slipper clutch as the double-A fuel dragsters does.
Hey, we need a tow tractor, guys. Tow tractor.
We're going to need that tractor.
Down here on the track.
They just don't have as many discs in them as the double-A fuelers does, but it's made on the same order.
Well, the good news is I don't see any fluid come out from underneath the tractor at all.
No, they're dry. Hard to believe, but them slipper clutches, they're plumb dry.
Yeah.
You might see a few sparks or something.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You're right there.
Yeah, that's going to bring out Matt Gettinger. The rare breed, D21 Alice Challenger.
Got another good running tractor tonight. We got
They made a good pass here last night.
got a legendary name here, the Get It Here. Mark Gettinger doing the driving here tonight. Let's see what he can do. A little higher gun action here coming at you. So, Mark Gettinger. Yep. And then Jimmy True. So 2 to go.
2 to go in the last. Then we'll end it with Jimmy True.
And it comes to a real quick stop. Real quick, buddy.
Next time I see you in turn, but y'all don't run into each other. Every time we run into each other, we talk about it.
All right. Hey, let's give him a round of applause anyway, guys. I tell you what, just not tonight. Last night's winner right there.
But it's not. It's
His other tractor's in the money. Just not tonight to the faster yet tractor.
Well, the little Ford just had one too many pulls on it.
Okay. All right, D21 coming up here, the rare breed. Mark Gettinger out of Cambridge City.
Well, when I think about a pole tractor, this is what I think about, a D21. Originally they had a 426 House Chandler motor in them. 7 main bearings. Indestructible motor. But, you know, they got to be too small. Couldn't make enough horsepower with it.
Yep.
Started putting other motors in these old D21.
Yep, you're exactly right, buddy.
You can put a,
But what a legendary tractor it was in his day, that's for sure.
so like, Grammy, it's got a 6 block in it.
Light pro stock tractor, 2 to go. Jason
I
Evans
think there
put
is.
that 329.14 on that John Deere.
AC or whatever. You need to tell that 7
Attention in the pit area. Attention in the pit area. Meet Jordan Harris. Jordan Harris, go to your tractor, if you would please. Jordan Harris, go to your tractor, please.
All right, the rear breed.
I'd say you probably still have an AC motor.
Backing in. Got any House Chandler fans here in the grandstand tonight? I tell you what, got a good runner right here. You got a lot of them on display down there at the big ground. A lot to be proud of, House Chandler Orange.
Laid down a good run here last night.
Yes, he did. All right. As he builds that boost up here in a minute, got the chain tight. Mark Gettinger. Truck they call Rare Breed. House Chandler. D21.
Charles, Iowa. It's all racing cars there. Only car is made in
track. Think we're going to get under there, Bob.
I was in the beer can fill out, Marty, the tractor.
Good hat.
I'm not kidding. There was something that can fill out. We can only hope it's the heater can. I don't. Heater can. Okay. Now, if it was 10 of Bud Diesel, I'd have run out there and got it.
Hey, Bucky had a distance of 291 and 61. 291 291 and 61. All right, brings up the last tractor in the class. And John Deere fans, here's another good running, solid running tractor. Jimmy Drew out of Frankfort, Kentucky. Named it after his grandson, Logan's boy and Landon's too. Good running John Deere. Yeah, things could have got hairy there with that E21. Gettinger did a good job. He actually got out of the throttle once and hammered it again. And it just, yeah, it was being ornery with him, that's for sure. Well, I hear the helicopters bucking. I think Leanne Ryan just left the grounds.
Wagglers, I mean, they had a lot of them.
Yeah, Leanne has escaped the building.
There you go.
Well, they had like 4 or more plants there.
Now, Lee Greenwood, I think, is still here. So we'll find out when he leaves. We'll know. We'll know.
See if you get him lined up tomorrow for the tractor game.
Oh, there you go.
Are you going to be here tomorrow for that?
No, I'm not.
Maybe old Bob. Big Mouth Bob does that anymore. I don't know.
I got church and I got...
On back roads and drag strips, farm fields and the interstate, there's a movement growing. A movement of hardworking men and women that trust Hot Shot Secret to take care of their vehicles. It's the fastest growing diesel additive brand, but you don't have to take our word for it. Take theirs. Lab formulated, dyno tested, track and proven. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
Like a seed planted in Ohio soil, Michael Conti knew that success takes time. It requires grit, hard work, and persistence. What began in a one-bay garage grew to revolutionize America's trailer industry. Today, Mac Trailer is a full-scale enterprise with 13 facilities and over 135 dealers across the nation. Mac Trailer supports you with a team of experts and the heart of a small-town hero. Start your legacy with Mac Trailer.
The engines roar into motion for 2 nights of full throttle action at the Elkhart County 4-H Fair, presented by Grand Designs RV. July 23rd and 24th, it's the Hot Shot Secret Pro Bowling League with 8 high-powered classes over 3 hard pounding sessions.
one engine problem. Today, we have solutions for all kinds of common issues that impact your bottom line. From our world-class lab to your cars, trucks, and equipment, Hot Shot's secret is powered by science.
X is one of the largest Kawasaki Motorsports inventory in America. We're an authorized dealer for Kawasaki OEM parts, accessories, apparel, gear, oil change kits, and more. Get the biggest selection Kawasaki has to offer with a friendly voice ready to help. Browse through our inventory to find exactly what you're looking for at KawasakiPartsWarehouse.com.
Propelling Lake very excited to have Hot Shot Secret on board as the title sponsor this year. Matt Steinmetz here on the grounds with us. Now, what makes the partnership between PPL and Hot Shots so ideal?
Yeah, so we've been doing a lot of motorsports over the years, and it's time to expand a little farther out west here and hit some more different competitors on the track and see where it goes.
Okay, so when I hear Hot Shot Secret, I think that this is like some kind of secret special formula that's not available to the everyday person, but that's not the case.
No, that's not the case at all. We actually started out as everyday consumer products for vehicles going up and down the road. And so the other thing is we're powered by science, so everything is lab tested and formulated in our office in Mount Gate, Ohio.
So let's talk about the OG, the original product, the Stiction Eliminator over here.
Yeah, so we started out in '97 with a Stiction Eliminator, originally for the Huey injectors of the Power Stroke engines, and it's actually grown from just fixing those problems to any diesel or gas vehicle to help take the carbon out, and it has our FR3 nanotechnology in there to help protect any bearings and wear in your engine.
Perfect. And now what about someone like me? I'm a diesel gal, so what can I use to enhance the productivity in my vehicle?
Yeah, so we got a couple different diesel products, but our everyday diesel treatment is a 6-in-1 formulation, takes today's diesel fuel and makes it premium fuel again. So we add lubricity back into the fuel, acetane to help burn more efficiently, water demulsifier, a fuel stabilizer, a rust and corrosion prohibitor, and also an injector cleaner. So we keep injectors happy and the fuel system happy. We have that in our summer blend or everyday, and then we do a every winter defense blend. So the 7th component of anti-gelling to protect you from any gelling in the winter.
And I see you've also got a gas product over here too.
Yeah, so we also do a gas extreme, good for running any gas vehicle or gas engine. We recommend doing that every 6,000 to 10,000 miles, and you should be seeing a mile per gallon gain again once you run that through your system.
So if it's a high performance product or it's for your daily driver, you can see why this partnership works so well. Hot Shot Secret has you covered.
I'll tell you what, guys, we're getting the sled ready here for the diesel trucks. 19 of them. A lot of them. A lot of good competition here.
Also another big sponsor for Pro Pulling League, Kawasaki Parts Warehouse. We understand that your Kawasaki is your pride and joy, and what frees your mind on the weekend. Trips across the country, road trips, simply get you to work. This is why you take extra care of it. Look no further than Kawasaki Parts Warehouse to help you keep your beloved Kawasaki in the top shape. Accredited for in the dealer's parts, accessories, gear, apparel, and more. For more information, www.kawasakipartswarehouse.com. Also, big thank you to S&S Diesel Motorsports, world leader in modern diesel injection vehicle controls, drawing on many years of innovation, top-level competition, carb-compliant products, whether it's in-house dyno or real-world high-performance on-road durability solutions, S&S Diesel Motorsports fuel systems are on another level. S&S Diesel Motorsports.
All right, guys, we're getting ready to go four-wheel drive. Who's ready for some diesel truck action? All right, guys, we got 19 of them. There's some good ones, trust me. This first one is Travis Pushler out of Chittagong, New York, and the GMC calls it the Matrix. He's your first hook. And Mark Andrews out of Virginia. Public Enemy. We've got a couple trucks from far away here, back to back. State of New York, Buck. Travis Pushler. Yeah, I wonder if he, I bet $1 he turns that down, Buck. What do you think?
Well, I think he ought to.
If he gets pretty close to the out of bounds, he said, the heck with it, we're going to turn it down anyway. We'll find out. We're right. He turned it down. Got back last in the class, Buck.
Yeah, he had a 289 and 23, so yeah, turned her down.
Why don't they get cooled down and come back here a little bit later?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So our next truck is up Mark Andrews, Stevenson, Virginia, in a Ford. All righty. Public Enemy. Name of the truck. Mark Andrews is the driver. Got any Ford fans? Here's one to watch right here. See what happens. All right, guys, got him all backed in here, getting ready to go. Got the green flags and the green light. Mark Andrews. Public enemy. Give him a round of applause right there.
He made a good try, I'm telling you. He's not quite, he's not out there in the sand, but that's a pretty dang on good pull.
I tell you what, Buck, did you watch him launch that thing?
No, I didn't get to it.
On the starting line, man, I tell you what, he hammered and backed out. I'm not sure he didn't change gear or did something.
Wow, that truck took it down the distance.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah, the distance for Mark Andrews, 3:10 and 43. 3:10 and 43 for Mark Andrews, driving the Public Enemy.
Well, you know, several of these Cummins motors out there has got them torque flight automatics, and they actually do change gears after they get out of the hole. They'll go up to second gear, get more ground speed, more wheel speed. So
Yep.
that may have been what you heard.
Well, I seen it, to be honest with you, man. He did jump. He did that. I thought, oh boy, we're going to tear some parts up. But not the case. All right, next up, Ethan Beard, Lancaster, Ohio. Calls his truck full bore. See what he can do. He was in the money big time last time. Little D. Great. All right. The full bore truck. Big bad job.
We got Ethan Beard and Austin White. Then Adam Kincaid.
Hey, I'll tell you what, last night's winner is here, Drew Slayback. We'll be pulling the 9 moves here a little bit later on. A little bit further down the line again. But who's your last night's winner? So, new day, new winner. Find out. Time will tell. We got Ethan Beard right here. Full bore. And of course, it's a Dodge. Got any Dodge fans out there? There you go. He may shake it up.
took over the lead. 3:12 and 75. 3:12 and 75 for Ethan Beard in the full board. That'll bring out Austin White out of Water, Kentucky, driving the Gambler.
Right, that's a strong run forward right here. It's Gambler. Wanting Kentucky. All right, good running forward. See what you do. It's got to beat a 3:12 and 75. Ethan Beard right now is your leader. Hey guys, just a friendly reminder, please stay away from the barriers, quickly. If the truck would happen to exit stage right over there, it would get ugly, trust me. So let's stay off the barriers if you would, please. We don't want anything to happen. That's for sure. So just be aware of that. Damn, we got a heck of a crowd here tonight. Yeah, we're not quite capacity, but we're looking good. Here we go, on the line here, Austin White, the Gambler.
Right in there, you may be your new leader.
All right, Buck, we want to find out.
Another one of these single barrel Ford trucks. That means you've got a Cummins in there. I mean Cummins.
Well, Buck, let me tell you, you got a new leader down there. 3:17 and 22. 3:17 and 22. Your new leader, that'll bring up Adam Kincaid. Adam Kincaid out of LaGrange, Kentucky. And then Garrett Lopes. Guys, remember, we do have some room down here if you want to come over here on our side. Got a heck of a concession stand right here below us. The Scout BSA Troop 10 right here below the announcement stand. The newly named announcement stand, I should say. All right, Adam Kincaid. LaGrange, Kentucky.
score.
Yep, he sure is. He's a distance clock in just a second.
Well, Butch, hope to help you out a little bit better here. My sound man was a bend in my ear here a little bit. I haven't seen him for a while, but he is gone on his way now. So you got my full attention.
Okay. Well, let me get you the distance here in just a second here. Adam Kincaid goes 3:16 and 36. Good enough for second. Good enough for second right now. 3:16 and 36. Kill Jason Austin White at a 3:17 and 22. Well, a lot of good trucks yet to go.
Now bring out Gary Lucas out of Elkhart, Indiana, in the wire fire. Then Tim Tuttle and Bo Curry.
You reckon they're getting them conversion kits from J.C. Whitney to put these drive motors in these Ford trucks? They gotta have some sort for a conversion kit to put them in there, as as we've seen here last night and tonight.
Is J.C. Whitney even still around, Bud?
I think they are, and there's got a few stores in Chicago, I think.
That's many moves ago there on that J.C. Whitney, ain't no doubt.
Yes, there was. That was the early model on Amazon.
All right. Got a Chevrolet coming up here. Out of Elkhart, Indiana. Truck called Wire Fire. Eric Lopez.
I used to buy parts off of J.C. Whitney for my Model A Ford. They had a good assortment. Crazy. I don't think so. I don't know. I really don't know.
They'll get anything you need there, but... Aaron Luke. Wire fire.
Oh man, that's hard on parts, Buck.
Woo! I think he let it down one too many times.
Oh, wow.
No, maybe not. He might. We'll see if he's leaving under his own car.
I see what he's done, Mr. Thompson, like that, man. That's not good normally.
That's hard on parts. Thought I heard something there, but I don't know. Maybe I just hope I didn't.
306 and 51, 306 and 51 for Gary Luke with the wire fired. Got to bring out Tim Tuttle out of Paris, Illinois.
There
Right
he
in
goes.
the common sense.
There he goes. On his own car.
Yeah, he drove it away. Started bouncing pretty bad down there. All righty. Mr. Tim Tuttle. Good running truck out of Paris, Illinois. And yes, it's a Dodge. And Bo Curry.
I tell you, they got some of the prettiest colors on them Dodge trucks. These late model Dodge trucks, they got some of the prettiest colors. I'm not a Dodge fan, but I'll tell you, I really like the colors that they put on their trucks.
Yeah, you're exactly right. So I was going to tell you what, they're definitely made for pulling in these classes, that's for sure.
Yeah, my buddy Don, talking up there, talking about the old Dodge Bar Wagon, you know, but they, you know, they was tough old.
36. Your leader is Austin White with Gambler, 317 and 22 right now. And of course, you think about that points race. We'll continue to update you, but right now your leader continues to be that full bore entry as we work to get to the Cadence Perkins entry and see exactly how far he goes with the number 7. This is Jimmy and Common Sense. He makes a run with his Dodge, and that is right there in the mix of those finishing spots. He comes to us out of Paris, Illinois.
There must be a little dip out here at this track.
Paris, Illinois is just west there of Terre Haute, not too far away. And Tim is going to shake our order up, no question. He's going to go into the number 3 position, 3, 16, and 23. 3, 1, 6, and 2, 3. And that's going to bring in Bo Curry, the Gunslinger, then Smoke Show and James Hager. And then we have Josh Land and Crippler coming in. Those are your next 3 competitors here in our 3.0 Pro Stock Diesel Truck class.
Start to stack them all up right there together.
That's exactly right. We talked about building that road last time, Dan.
Start to build a road.
There's definitely the common
Very busy, summer. You think about every event, and over the course of the summer, what Pro Pulling League will do over, 200 events between all of their state and regional and national competitions traveling throughout the gamut. There, of course, on the left side of the screen, you see our limited Pro Diesel top 6 thus far. Number 7, you see that distance of 0.00 if you're just tuning in. Travis Pushlar had the option. He went 289 and 23. He dropped that hook, and that was a really wise choice at the present time, as that was certainly one that he thinks he could do better at. 289 and 23, he turned that hook down. So back to the starting line now with Gunslinger and Bo Curry. He comes to us out of Wilmore, Kentucky. 19 trucks make the call. This is hook number 8 in the competition. And then, of course, we're going to bring back our very first hook, that, of course, entry of Matrix and Travis Pushlar. So after this hook, we'll have about 12 more in the diesel pickup class. Up number 13 last night, went 302 and 18, and looking to build on that tonight. He's going to go 307 and 04, 307 and 04. With that run, it put him in the number 6 position. Points leader coming in was full bore. Last night finished up in the number 2 position. He is currently number 4 in this class. If you missed it just a little while ago, we had our light pro stock tractors in competition. Your winner was Evan Smoot. He took the win on the John Deere. Points winner and settled that championship competition was Matt Smith. With Fast Forward, he ended up with the points championship. It's a beautiful night for pulling here in southern Indiana. Lanesville, Indiana, the home of the Lanesville Heritage Weekend. They've continued to renovate, continued to upgrade, and do a lot here at the property of the Lanesville Heritage Weekend. Just about 15 years ago or so, they built a brand new, beautiful barn right there on the property. It was all funded through a grant and through some help through the county, as well as through a lot of efforts through the folks with the Heritage Committee. They put together an absolutely beautiful barn. So if you get the chance to make your way there, you're looking for a destination trip just to get away for a couple of days, this very well might be the place you want to go next year in September. Beautiful weather, beautiful facility. They've got an awesome antique tractor show. They have a parade. They have a road race. The Heritage Weekend road race, I think, is around 5 to 8 miles, depending upon the course you choose. They have all sorts of fantastic arts and crafts. They have a queen competition, and it's really a big deal right there in local Lanesville, Indiana. So, again, if you're looking for a destination, one you want to circle and enjoy yourself with, maybe circle the dates next year, early September, and make your way down to southern Indiana. Enjoy yourself here, folks. You're just catching us on YouTube here in our Light Pro 4x4 class right here. Nicholasville, Kentucky's where he called home for the Dodge. It's going to come up a little bit short, not quite out there to that leading distance with the smoke show, but I don't really think there was anything wrong with that hook whatsoever. Drove through that first initial bounce, and you can see that chassis starting to work for him there as he makes his way down the track. He's going to go 309 and 31, 309 and 31 for James Hager. And that's going to bring Josh Land in next, and Josh Land needs no introduction in this competition. Obviously, the gentleman driving the Crippler Dodge. Pretty neat. Just about 3 weeks ago or so, he put cut tires on the Crippler and stepped up and ran in the 3.6 class of competition with this Dodge that's coming to the starting line. Josh, a pretty awesome story. A guy coming your way here very shortly with a good running Dodge. Out of Lancaster, Kentucky. He was the 7th place finisher last night in the competition right here in Lanesville, Indiana.
I've heard that before.
I've done it many times.
And here comes the Crippler now to the starting line, and you can kind of see just based off of the geography and how things are laid out with the pulling track, our drivers kind of have to make a couple point turnaround there to get themselves squared up before they can fully back up to our sled. You talk about that sled, if you're a first-time attendee or somebody who's just catching on now to join us tonight here with this YouTube broadcast, we use this sled obviously to let our vehicles get up and running and go nice and fast down the track, but we also utilize it to stop them as they get up and running. So 3 main components you can watch as they make their way down the track. We've got that weight box that runs on rails from under the driver's cab to the very front end of that sled. We've got the drivetrain assembly, and it runs, of course, right below where that box is, and there's a whole series of gears and switches and pulley system. And then below that, we, of course, have that skid pan. And as that box makes its way up to the front of the sled, we start to put more weight on that pan. Pan starts to drag the ground, and with that, we are putting more friction and more effort into getting these trucks stopped. The Dodge on the starting line right now out of the state of Kentucky. This is a good one, no question. The Crippler and Josh Land.
All right, here we go. On the line here with the Crippler, Josh Land, Lancaster, Kentucky.
I won't tell you he wants a do-over because I haven't talked to Josh. But my guess is if you watch this replay right here, you're going to notice a pretty rough bounce right here. And because of that, he lost some momentum and didn't quite get that power to the track. And the whole idea is we want to get as fast as we can before that box tops off and starts yanking on us. That bounce cost him a little bit there in the starting line, and that is unfortunate for Crippler. And his position is going to be number 9 right now, 305 feet even. As I said, pretty awesome to see that truck with the cut tires here just a couple weeks ago as he made his way up to Lyons, Indiana. And the Wagler Motorsports Park is part of the Scheid Diesel extravaganza for 2 days of competition. Should be looking for high stakes next and Eric Cook to come in. Then Perkins Brothers, of course, and Caden Perkins. That is the other truck that is a chance mathematically to win these points as Landon Perkins comes in just 4 points back of Ethan Beard. And that's going to be a very, very critical run. We're going to watch very, very closely here as basically to gain 4 points, he needs to move 2 positions ahead. He's got to go at least past 2 competitors and have them between he and Ethan. Right now, Ethan has 427 points to his credit. His distance 3:12 and 75. and we'll see what happens here after we run the Ford coming to the starting line now, known as High Stakes. Nick Zangart typically does the driving of this entry out of Okeana, Ohio. Listed tonight as Eric Huck.
All righty. Get him all back in.
He did the driving last night. 3:01 and 39 was that distance. Truck currently in our points race in the number 5 position. So one that did very, very well with us at Shied just a couple weeks ago. You've heard us talk about that as he comes out of College Corner, Ohio.
Chain tight. Green flag on both ends. Green light on that sled. Eric Huck. I got him right there.
Nothing wrong with that pass at all. You start to look and watch and study just a little bit, and I don't know that he would want to change much other than just try to go a little bit farther. He did bounce all 4 wheels kind of off the ground there as I watched that second replay, and we're going to have to change things just a little bit. You start to dig here at the starting line, and we'll see what happens here with the Perkins brothers entry. It's next. But we're going to probably have to get out of that groove just a little bit, I'm guessing, as we are starting to tear up the starting line. 299 and 64, 299 and 64 for the high stakes entry. That is an F350 out of the state of Ohio. Eric Huck doing the driving here this evening.
Yeah, 3 good Kentucky trucks right here coming up back to back to back.
Landon Perkins, or Caden Perkins, I'm sorry, should be coming in next. Then Sean Osterritter and Nathan Hood. Those should be our next 3 as part of our 3.0 limited pro stock diesel truck class. Again, part of the Lanesville Heritage Weekend. And it's been sort of a staple on our schedule over the course of the last decade or more, really, with the Pro Pulling League. Your leader continues to be Austin White, 3:17 and 22 out of Waddy, Kentucky. Adam Kincaid, 3:16 and 36 with his Dodge, sits number 2. And then we have Mr. Tuttle. He sits number 3 as well at 316 feet. Tim Tuttle there at 3:16.233. So here's where it all is going to kind of come down to the score. We're going to watch here very, very closely. You think about the math and how things have fully aligned coming in here in the points race. It was just 2 trucks that had a shot to win the points. 427 points for Ethan Baird, 423 for this entry right here coming to the line now. The Perkins brothers, Dodge of Landon Perkins. In third is Austin White. He has 393 points to his credit. You can only really gain 25 points on a competitor if they are present and they hook to the sled. So 25 points the most you can make up. And so unfortunately for Austin's sake, even if he is to hold on and win this hook, the most points he could gain would be 25, and that is not going to be enough to get him into that number 1 position based off of our points race thus far this season. Caden Perkins on the line, a few last-minute suggestions here, and we're going to come back now to the line out of New Liberty, Kentucky. This is going to settle the points race in the Midwest region, our AP1 Midwest region points here, part of our 3.0 class, sponsored, of course, by Wagler Competition.
They didn't look appetizing to me.
It tastes like dirt for me is what it tastes like.
Mud bugs, that's what they call them. Mud bugs. Of course, you know, I always like Rocky Mountain oysters too. Some people turn up their noses at them.
And we see Christy Asher standing there trackside. She's going to step away, it looks like, and we will get rolling here.
Caden Perkins. Kind of set the sled this way a little bit.
That was check number one, we would say, is let's get around the bounce. Now, did he go far enough to get himself in front of Ethan Beard? That's the first question. And then the next question is, did he put some cushion between he and Ethan, because he needs to go a couple of spots past there. Ethan went 3:12 and 75. Caden went 3:11 and 25. That is going to put him one spot behind Ethan, and unfortunately for the Perkins brothers entry, they're going to come up just a little bit short. They were very, very close in this points race, and that is going to put them just a slight bit short of taking home that points win. Looks like Ethan Beard and the full bore will be the points winner here this season. And if they're doing all the math, kind of calculating math in your head, that is a very, very tight battle, and that's what you want. As we were watching very, very closely as part of this Hot Shot Secrets Pro Pulling League here with our Midwest region. The Moo Money entry comes in next, Sean Oosterritter, and then Nathan Hood, and then Luke Kearney with high horsepower. Those are your next three coming to the starting line. And we'll wait for the truck to come trackside here. It's been one, you go back into the Oosterritters and you think about that name. It has been synonymous and very involved in this sport, in the roots of the sport, but not really on the diesel truck side, more in that pro stock and super stock and modified 4x4 game is the Oosterritter name really, really been prominent. So we're going to bring Sean to the starting line now. The Moo Money Dodge Ram. It's coming now. Your leader continues to be Austin White out of Waddy, Kentucky. He went 3:17 and 22. That is the leading distance. The truck known as Gambler, he is your leader. Back him to the starting line now. Again, we want to thank all of the folks that have helped us, of course, bring this event to you. We thank our friends from Hot Shot Secret. They have been just absolutely terrific with us in 2025, and it's no secret that they have been very influential in this sport. It's all, of course, powered by science, and we thank them for being such a great addition as our presenting sponsor in 2025. Just joining us here on YouTube, this is our 3.0 Pro Stock Tractor or Pro Stock Truck class, and we want you to continue to join us here. We've got two more classes sitting back in the wings, Pro Stock 4x4s and our Hot Farm Tractors, which I believe are the next class to come trackside here as part of Lanesville.
Well, he got the bad case of heebie-jeebies also.
Yep, not a bad pass for the Moo Money. We'll see what happens.
Moo Money, Sean Oosterritter, 3:09 and 88 the distance, 3:09 and 88.
Sullivan Poultry and Feed Mill in Pekin, Indiana. Dave Walters Auto and Truck Repair. And of course, Wagner Crop Insurance.
3:09 and 88. It's going to put him right now in about number 7th place at the present time, as we have just about 9 or so to go. Nathan Hood's going to come, then Luke Kearney, then Grant Steerley, Adam Hallion, Drew Slayback, last night's winner, then Jennifer Pushler, and then we have Travis Pushler. So around 8 or so, actually. A couple of scratches here this evening. We have the gray area of Evan Davis. He was a scratch. Henry Wadsworth with the Dirty Money entry was a scratch. Travis Pushler was our initial hook, and he turned that pull down. He's going to come back later in the competition at the very bottom of the class.
Been knocking on the door, just not quite knocking it down.
Yeah, that's 3:16, and that's kind of falling back now. Can have fun down the road.
And we're going to back this Dodge now out of the starting line. Nathan Hood. This is out of Mount Sterling, Kentucky. A Dodge that he has named the Hood Rep. Got to go past 3:17 and 22 to take over the number 1 position. You're going to have to go past 3:12 or 3:11 and 25 to go into the top 5 right now. and several trucks sitting back on this wing, of course, that are very, very capable of doing so. Not going to give any of them a doubt whatsoever, as I think this class just continues to get tougher and tougher and tougher. Everybody is finding partners to work with and finding great, great support as we continue to build more and more horsepower and seek that horsepower on the dyno and find new ways to make the limitations that are set upon this class and work inside those confines and still be able to power like crazy down the track. And this Dodge is on its path right now. Right there, kind of in the middle, we're going to say. He's not going to be up in the front. He's not going to be entirely out of it by any means at all. He goes 3:05 and 29, 3:05 and 29 for the Hood Rat entry. And you know, you think about this track currently, it's starting to change just a little bit. That sun is setting, and we've got to find a way, of course, now to get around that sort of bounce at the starting line, and they have really started to work to do that. Our driver is sort of moving more and more and more, and you saw that right here with Nathan as he moved over towards the left chalk line a pretty good amount comparative to where several of our previous vehicles had ran. Really, we're starting more center or right of center here in the middle of the class, in the early part of the class. We started to realize that bounce occurring a little bit more and a little bit more. So we have changed things up just a little bit more as we bring Luke Kearney in next, the high horsepower entry. He comes to the starting line. And here comes the high horsepower Dodge, of course, now to the starting line. Unfortunately, last night he had some mechanical issues, and he came up and dropped after his first attempt, and then unfortunately was a hook broke in our statistics. When you look back on last night, he was unable to make the pass. And he is from a fair amount away, folks. Think about just where this gentleman has hauled from to come and run with us. Home area is listed as Mars Hill, Maine, and that is not close to Indiana. That's a pretty good ways away. There's no question about it. You start digging in just how far his travel might have been, and that's a pretty good haul. The Lanesville Heritage Weekend, approximately a day's worth of travel to make his way from out there on the far east side of the country. 19 hours and 55 minutes roughly, based off of what we can see on the map, and no really easy way to get from northeast Maine down here to southwestern Indiana. So good to have him here with us. We get him to the starting line now.
They're definitely all consistent. Let's put it that way.
3:03 and 77 for Luke Kearney. 3:03 and 77, and you can watch the replay. A pretty solid launch here. Puts the power to the track, and no real complaints that you could find, as he's really off and running there with the beautiful depth known as the high horsepower. 3:03 and 77 puts him in the number 13 position right now, and we are going to have approximately 5 vehicles remaining here in our light pro stock diesel truck class. This is the 3.0 class. Gambler Austin White out of Waddy, Kentucky is your leader. Adam Kincaid out of Kentucky, number 2, 3:16 and 36. Tim Tuttle, number 3, 3:16 and 23. Then we have the full bore entry, Ethan Baird, 3:12 and 75 out of Ohio. Number 5 currently in this points or in this event this evening. 3:11 and 25 is Caden Perkins. And those are your top 5 right now as we bring Grant Sterling and the most hated entry to the starting line. This is typically the truck driven by C.W. Cartmel. It looks like Grant Sterling doing the driving here tonight. Then Adam Hallian he's going to bring record to the starting line. And then last night's winner, the night moves entry of Drew Slayback. Think about CW Cartmel. For many years, drove a Dodge and worked really, really hard with the most hated entry, and he has since converted over to this tough-running Ford over the last few years, really, in this class of 3.0 limited pro stock diesel trucks. And most hated is one that a kind of fitting name. There's no question, as he has been a very tough out, a very good running truck. And CW Cartmel not doing the driving tonight, as Grant Stairley is doing the driving out of Center Point, Indiana. He comes to the line. A Ford is your leader, 3:17 and 22. Austin White and Gambler.
All right. Got him right there. Short, I'm pretty sure of that.
And Grant's going to go just past 300 feet, 300.16, 300.16. And right now, we kind of would tell you that the storyteller has been, you might want to be earlier in the class right now, just based off of our furthest distances. You think about looking into the roots of this whole deal, and your leader at 3:17 and 22 was the fourth hook of the class, 3:16 and 36 the fifth hook of the class, 3:16 and 23 the seventh hook of the class. So that sort of early middle portion of our class has been sort of that sweet spot of where our drivers may have wanted to be. And right now, 300.16 for Grant Stairley and the most hated. If you are just tuning in on YouTube, we're glad to have you. We're at the Lanesville Heritage Weekend. This is the Hot Shot Secret Pro Pulling League, the final event of 2025 and our competition. And we are here concluding some points races for our Silver Series, our Midwest region. We're glad to have you here with us tonight.
There you go. It's pretty nice up here. I can stand this.
Larry Baker of the Heritage Ford, he's the one that made that chair. Larry Baker, still on the board, by the way.
There you go.
So you got a chance maybe to get an update.
Yeah. I'll put you on top of that.
Now we come back to the starting line. You gotta love an old square body Chevrolet, and here comes one that has been very, very tough. And you think about what we talked about earlier with the track. We got to find that sweet spot again, and if we do find that sweet spot, then we're going to put a lot of trucks right there to it to conclude this class. Adam Hallion has watched his previous competitors start to see that distance back up just a little bit, and so because of that, he's going to move over to the extreme left side as we are watching the extreme right side for the driver, but the left side for us here tuning in on YouTube. And he's going to bring that square body Chevrolet here, tighten up that drawbar, and under the watchful eye of Christy Asher, she's going to give him that final, hey, get ready to go here, and we'll build some boost and be on our way. Leader 3:17 and 22, and of course the Gambler, Austin White.
And if the step side, see it gets side. Step side.
All right. Adam Hallion, Fort Indiana.
Well, he powered right on down the right side of the track, fully committed to that, of course, and that's where he had to be in order to try to give himself a shot. And folks, it's going to pay off. There's absolutely no question about it. We watched several competitors backing up, and he drove right through that first launch. He went 3:11 and 44, and that's going to put him in the top 5 right now. 3:11 and 44 will put him 5th right now with that pass, and that's got to make him pretty happy, as again, watching several of his competitors sort of back up just a little bit, try to change things and roll the dice. sort of zero or hero move that we might talk about a lot of the time. And it made a pretty big difference here in our class of nearly 20. He drives off the track in 5th. Next is going to be last night's winner, Drew Slayback. He comes in and he has done a very nice job last night out of Owenton, Kentucky with night moves. He went 3:13 and 0:6 to take home the number 1 position. All right, so we go back to the line now. We should be looking for night moves and Drew Slayback, and we can hear him pulling on trackside and see him kind of get waved on here with the Dodge. On deck, we look for Jennifer Pushler, and she is currently the number 7 truck in our points race with a truck known as Fire. And then Matrix and Travis Pushler will conclude our competition this evening. He went 289 and 23, turned that hook down with his truck known as Matrix. So just 3 remaining here in the 3.0 Limited Pro Diesel competition. We were able to tell you just a little while ago that Ethan Beard, where is currently standing in this points race, he is going to be the guy that finishes on top of the points tally in this very division throughout the summer of 2025. A very close battle between he and Caden Perkins in the Perkins Brothers entry.
This is a heck of a place, I'm telling you. Sit back, enjoy, have fun.
Worthville, Kentucky, the home of Drew Slayback. He's looking to double up. He'd like to sweep the weekend and kind of conclude the 2025 points race with 2 very successful wins right here. He is not a point-seeking truck, has not been collecting points throughout the season in 2025, but he is rolling forward here, tightening up on the drawbar. Dodge will build some boost up very, very shortly, and we're going to launch. He goes back over to that sort of right side where Adam Hollian was with Wrecker just a little while ago. Well, you saw that initial bounce, and I thought we might power through that one. The second bounce, unfortunately, caused him to have to back out of it, and that is not what he was hoping for by any means at all. As you see that first launch, and you can tell as that's just kind of not what he was hoping for, as he drove right through that first one. But at one point in time, all 4 wheels really kind of off the ground here, and that is not how he is going to be able to apply all that power that he has to the starting line. So we will watch and see exactly what they decide to do here trackside. From this vantage point, don't quite know how far he went. If he was out of the throttle at 100 feet, then we will give him another shot. If not, it's the discretion, of course, of our official as to decide whether or not he was out of the throttle. If he wasn't out of the throttle, then, of course, that's just a rough night here, and he'll have to be measured at that distance. If he was out of the throttle, we will pull him back here, and we wait for that official word. And Christy Asher talking things over there, as you can see with Drew Slayback. But as that sled backs up, it kind of gives me that indicator that we will measure him. That measured distance is 135 and 19, which further illustrates to me maybe that he did go past the 100 feet under power. And that's kind of the discretion, of course, of our official. But that decision is made. Looks like we're going to pull him right on down the track here. 135 and 19. We will put him in the number 17 position with night moves and Drew Slayback. And that, again, unfortunate last night's winner with some trouble on the launch there on the starting line tonight. And now we're going to conclude things here this evening with 2 entries out of the state of New York. Chittenango, New York, the home of the Pushler family. And Jennifer Pushler will be the next competitor here coming in with Hellfire. And we thank all of you for tuning in here on YouTube. You can see we've got a pretty full house here in Lanesville, Indiana. The historic 50th anniversary celebration of the Lanesville Heritage Weekend. And what an event it has been over the years, as I hail from southern Indiana, originally from Floyd's Knobs, Indiana, just about 10 miles from Lanesville. is where I grew up, and I used to spend a fair amount of time every year in September at the wonderful grounds there in Lanesville. So I hope everybody that's there is having an awesome opportunity to enjoy themselves. And here, if you're not able to be there, of course, that you're here with us, joining in on YouTube and enjoying yourself tonight as we get ready to bring in Jennifer Pushler. She is the first of two now, as Travis will back her to the line. He'll be out very next with his truck known as Matrix. He had the option. He turned down 289 and 23, and certainly be out here just a little bit later on. Last night's competition for the Pushlers wasn't quite what they were hoping for, I'm guessing. She finished up in the number 12 position. He was number 15. Coming in the points race, she has bragging rights right now. She finds herself one spot ahead. She is in 7th, and he is in 8th in this points race. So if you think about all the points tallied right now, she has 362. He has 353. Jennifer and Travis Pushler's entries coming out of Chittenango, New York. So back to the line, get ready to tighten up on the draw bar, and we're going to be underway here with the first of these two entries, this one known as Hellfire.
Are you going to have some more fireworks tonight, Joe? I haven't heard the word, but I bet we will. Being a Saturday night, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Around 9 o'clock when we did it last night. All right, here you go. On the line, there is Jennifer Pushler, Hellfire. She made a stab at it. Give her a round of applause.
There's absolutely no doubt that that's going to improve upon several hooks here that we've seen right down the right center of that track, and apply the power just like she wanted to. And I think we're going to talk about possibly a top 3 or so with this run. We're going to wait for the distance to tell us, but she is in the mix, no question about it. A much better effort tonight than she had last night. How about 3:13 and 8:08? 3:13 and 8:08, and that should put her into number 4. 3:13 and 8:08 will put her into the number 4 position with that run. That was a beautiful pass for Jennifer Pushler. And now Travis has an understanding of what he needs to do and how he wants to set things up with his entry known as Matrix. It comes in here next. And that will conclude the class. And then we will go into our Northwoods Hot Farm Tractors. They're coming in next. Northwoods Hot Farm Tractors. And when you look down the list here, folks, 23 tractors make the call tonight in competition and are on the schedule, let's say, are registered on the schedule here. We have 21 that will make the hook here. We do have 2 scratches. John Chastain, the Ditter Deer, and Greg Lamb with the Black Viper are both not able to make the call tonight. So 1 remaining. We get ready to bring Travis Pushler to the starting line here with Matrix. We do want to thank our friends at Hot Shot Secret. We continue to thank them so very much for their support. It's no secret today's diesel isn't good. It should be. It certainly is. Ultra-low sulfur diesel lacks lubricity. That can lead to fuel system failure, costing thousands in repairs. But you can prevent those issues with Hot Shot Secret's products. You can add lubricity, boost cetane, and more importantly, increase fuel economy up to 7%. Claims proven by real-world use and confirmed by third-party testing. Hot Shot Secret Diesel Extreme and EDT. It's powered by science. It's available nationwide at automotive and retailers, farm and ag stores, truck stops, and online at hotshotsecret.com. Most commonly, O'Reilly Auto Parts, Advanced Auto Parts, AutoZone, Walmart. You can even buy it on Amazon. And like I said, worst case scenario, visit hotshotsecret.com for your chance to buy some awesome products from our friends. It's powered by science. We love having them here with us at the Pro Pulling League. We come back to the starting line. Our final competitor in the 3-0 Limited Pro truck class. This is Travis Pushler, Chittenango, New York.
Travis Pushler, the Matrix. quicker than the rest of them, but he's still short.
We'll find out.
Huh? Maybe better to get
And Matrix and Travis Pushler wait for that distance to appear for us. He certainly improved on that first pass. I don't believe he got Jennifer, his teammate, of course, with the Hellfire entry and trailer mate. He's going to go 3:10, 8:9, 3:10, and 8:9. Really awesome class here, folks, and we'll have a graphic here shortly to give you kind of an idea of how they finished tonight in our 3.0 limited pro stock diesel class. Our friends from Wagler Competition, we thank them. We thank Fleece, of course, for helping us as well with our competitors and our sponsorships this evening, and of course throughout the summer of 2025. Finishing up number 10 was Sean Osterritter, the Moo Money at 309 and 88. Mark Andrews, the Public Enemy, 310 and 43 goes number 9. You just saw Travis Pushler pull into the number 8 spot with Matrix at 310 and 89. Number 7 was Caden Perkins, the Perkins brothers, 311 and 25. Adam Hallian with Wrecker goes 311 and 44. Your top 5, Ethan Beard, full board, 312 and 75. Number 4, Hellfire, Jennifer Pushler, 313 and 80. Tim Tuttle goes third with Common Sense, 316 and 23. Your runner-up, Adam Kincaid, 316 and 36. And Austin White and Gambler, 317 and 22 out of Waddy, Kentucky. That was your winner, folks. That's the class. Limited Pro Diesel 4x4. Hot Farms coming next, thanks to our friends at Northwood.
We got a really nice number of tractors here. Changing the sled, so we got to do a little about haying of the fields is what we're going to call it. We got the sponsors here for the 50th anniversary of Lanesville Heritage Days right here. Dan Christiani Excavating, Kentuckiana Trucking, Gail Bonk and Royce Funeral Home, Friends of Lanesville, Dan and Conrad, Chin Equipment, Magic Ferguson Dealer, Heyday Equipment and Hay Sales, Jacoba Sales, Case IH and Capote, Capital B, Holiday Lanesville, and First Capital Liquors, CNR Construction, Laborers International Union, number 795, McPhillips Trucking, Highlander Collision, Mr. Hardware Trucks, Pool Speed and Small Engines, Charlie's Used Cars, Bean Blossoms, Caesar's Funeral Home.
All right, there's your pulling order you see for the Hot Farm class. This is for our Lanesville Heritage Pull. It's coming your way, of course, right there in beautiful Lanesville, Indiana. Southern Indiana, not too far from Louisville, Kentucky. And you can see Brian Rexing's going to be the first hook with Milk Money. Cole Fleck, Red Strokes will hook number 2. Rusty Oath will hook number 3 with Playing with Fire. Mike Robbins, number 4, with Fire in the Hole. Fred Giesler will pull the Blue Tornado, number 5. Daniel Bug, Horseplay, number 6. Jordan Harris, Magnified, will pull number 7. He has been the gold standard this summer with his Magnum entry. And then we will have Cody Hamilton, Randy Bagley, Austin Peters. Those will be our first 10 to come our way. You think about Hot Farm Tractors and Jordan Harris. He has a huge lead, just absolutely massive lead in this points race. And his total right now, 450 points. And he leads over the Ditter Deer. Unfortunately, he is a break this evening, and that are not here with us this evening, and that's John Chastain. He is currently in the number 2 position. Brody Typin sits number 3 with 365 points. And those are your top points getters thus far. But you think about Magnified and just how tough he has been this season. Jordan Harris, a runner-up finish at Tampico, Indiana, a win in Tampico. He finished number 6 in Charleston, Charlestown, number 2 in Terre Haute, number 6 in Princeton, a win in Evansville, a 4th in Tollsboro, a win in Lyons, both nights. So we changed the wagon just a little bit. You can see our sled. They're kind of doing some final last-minute adjustments. We had the lull come out, and, you know, you think about what we're doing there as we get that box loaded. Each one of those weight boxes approximately 2,000 pounds. As that sled sits there empty, we're looking around 30 to 32,000, somewhere right around there. It's full traveling weight, and then when you think about putting all the weights in there, some of these classes we're going to run 2, 3, maybe 4 weights. So another 4 to 4, let's say 8,000, 4 to 8,000 pounds will add, maybe a little bit more depending upon the class, but most typically for some of our regional classes, we're going to talk about maybe somewhere around 36 to 40,000 pounds is what we would be looking at here with that sled. And then, like I said, some instances maybe just a little bit more, some instances maybe just a little bit less. Get ready to come to the line, and there are 21 tractors. 21 tractors in this group. Brian Rexing starts things off, Cole Fleck, and then Rusty Oath.
Attention in the pit area, attention in the pit area. Farm stock drivers and street diesel drivers. Come up and get registered. Don't worry about bringing your trucks or your tractors yet. Come up and get registered. Up here by the scale. Get registered. Be ready to go over here a little later on. Check. Yeah, we're good.
You can see Rusty now backing to the starting line, and you heard some announcements there from our friends. Of course, Doug Wishmeyer, one of the traveling announcers that does this event each year and does a fantastic job announcing events. But you heard them make the call for some of those local hot stock classes and truck classes that they're going to run there kind of after our portion of competition. They're going to have a few more local classes. So that's sort of a staple that you might typically find at the Lanesville Heritage Weekend each year. We get done with our portion of the Pro Pulling League competition, and they still pull even into the late hours of the evening, no question. Brian Rexton comes to the starting line now. Fort Branch, Indiana. This is the Milk Money International.
Out of Fort Branch, Indiana. Pretty good pass.
Put the anchor on him right there. Well, we'll see if he wants that or not.
How to bring up Cole Fleck. You're next out of Red Strokes, Ferdinand, Indiana.
Now we get to ask that question, and we get to the debate to decide exactly what did Brian think. 308 and 72 is that distance. We did have some bounce there, and you can see as he is definitely pondering what to do here on the big end of the track, and he's got to make that decision. And it looks like he's going to give it a thumbs down. Looks like he's going to turn that pull down and drop it. And I think that's probably a wise choice. You know, if you go back and you watch that replay and you see the balance of that tractor, we want to watch that tractor and have those, let's say, front tires 12 to 18 inches off the ground if we're really able to do so. And he did some bouncing there. There's no question about that middle portion, the latter half of the track. So we'll watch and see if that pays off as he goes 308 and 72. But you could tell he was putting a lot of thought into that. Now, you also have that question of is it a numbers draw? Does it certainly benefit you to have an early hook here tonight? And it appeared in our truck class just a little while ago that was completed that it would have been a good idea to hook early. But if you watch here and you watch this pass, you see Brian Rexing launch here with the Milk Money. And we start to bounce here just a little bit more and never quite stayed up like he might have wanted to. It wasn't a bad pass. There's nothing to be critical about it, but does he think he can do better? Yes, I think he does. And he'll bring the 1066 back in the bottom portion of the class.
They got concessions right here below us, so go support them if you would, please. Proceeds goes right back to the youth here. Scouts, the BSA, your kids, go check them out if you would be so kind. They got some really good food. Cold Fleck.
Now we should look for the first of two to come our way for the Fleck family. This one is known as Red Strokes that should be coming out here to the starting line. Cole Fleck to do the driving, then Jeff Fleck And written in red, he'll come out just a little bit later on in the class. That is another tough running machine. And you start studying these hot farm tractors and you look at how competitive they've been. It is just a very, very tough running group, no question. Last night, Jordan Harris, again, the gold standard this summer, he won. And Daniel Bugg was number 2 at 3:17 and 19. Dan Mercer went number 3, the Undertaker, and Cody Hamilton number 4. Brian Rexing, who just had the option and turned that pole down, he was 5th last night in the competition at 314 feet and some change. Your option puller last night was Brian Pruitt with every last inch. He went 314 even, and he did take that pole and finished up number 6. So we did have a few that, kind of crept by there a little bit later in the class. The Milk Money entry and the Undertaker went 4th and 5th, and they were the 20th and 21st hooks. Daniel Bugg was the 19th hook in the competition, and the 17th hook was number 3. Your winner was the 13th hook, so pulling kind of right in the middle of the competition. So last night, the track favored middle to late as opposed to early, and we'll see if that's the same scenario tonight as we back to the starting line here with a very tough running entry coming our way. The Fleck family out of Dale, Indiana. And Kevin did the wheeling last night of both of these entries, Kevin Fleck. Tonight it's Jeff and Cole doing the driving. And this is Cole on the starting line. Ferdinand, Indiana, his home.
Got a bunch of good ones. Mr. Cole Fleck, Red Strokes.
Build and boost here on the line. First official hook in our Northwood Engineering Hot Farm Tractor Competition.
Now we coughed him out. Knocked it out right there. Run out of soup right there.
We kind of snuffed there at the very big end of the track, and that's one of those deals where you kind of see the sled win that battle. This is our Southern Express sled, and you get down here, there's nothing wrong with this pass whatsoever. Carried the front just like he wanted to, got down here to the big end, still spinning, and then here sort of that last, say, 10 feet or so, he might like to be able to keep the whistle going for himself. 3:05 and 07. 3:05 and 07 for Cole Fleck, the distance here tonight with Red Strokes. We remember 3:08.72 was the distance of Brian Rexing. He turned that pole down, and obviously he thought he could do better. That is something every event that I get to announce over the course of the summer, we always debate. And what are the things that you're evaluating? What do you study? What are you looking at? The first thing is, did you have to hit a brake? Did you pull your gear? And if you pulled your gear and you didn't have to hit a brake and everything is great and you drove it off the track, then you might not want to chance it and come back. The other question is what do the track conditions look like? Is there plenty of moisture on the track, or is it dry? Do you think that the track is going to get better as the sun sets? Those sorts of things are additionally parts that you have to evaluate and really study out and decide as to whether or not you think you should keep or take your pull. And after you've done so, then of course you have to sort of reflect again on that and think about what it's going to be like here after 20 of your peers have thrown their very best attempts at the track. So it's a very, very challenging scenario having that option and being the first puller. It's not something of envy very often, but there are times where it certainly benefits you. This is the Playing with Fire entry coming our way now out of Elberfeld, Indiana. That's down near Evansville. And we're going to bring the Playing with Fire driver, Rusty Oath, to the starting line.
Sanctioning body right here, this class is running for points. We'll talk about the points leader here in a little bit. I'm not mistaken, this is their last hook for the Hot Farms.
Rusty has been out a fair amount this summer over the course of the points. He did miss a few hooks, which have kind of pulled him back and out of the points race. And then when you do that, of course, you don't, your winner gets 50, and if you don't show up, you get 0, and that pretty well decides for you that you're not going to be able to run the full points race. Did have a second place finish earlier this season at Altamont, Illinois. That's kind of the best run for him in 2025. We come to the line now.
Rusty Owen, Playing with Fire.
educated us a little bit more there with the 1466. We could see right off the bat, and when we watch this replay, you're going to notice that he immediately stabbed the brake. He did not want that tractor to come back to the left. He wanted to keep it over there on the right. He had the front tires turned back to the right, and he worked his brake to try to keep himself back over there towards the right chalk line. And, you know, every driver is going to tell you a little bit more, but when you hit a brake, it's going to cost you 15 to 20, maybe 30 feet of momentum on the big end of the track. 298 and 08 the distance for Rusty Olf. 298 and 08 for Rusty Olf. And that's going to put him number 2 right now with Playing with Fire, his international 1466. Next competitor to come in based on this pulling order, and we're just going to keep bringing them to you. It's going to be Fred Giesler. And Fred comes with the blue Tornado, and that is a very tough running Ford coming your way. You think about just how this class has continued to grow and where we've been. This Southern Indiana pocket, and even in portions of Kentucky with this hot farm class, it's just crazy how tough it is and how many are in a, let's say 30 or 40 or 50 mile radius. Fred hails from Ferdinand, Indiana. He's coming your way next. Yeah, I see that. I apologize there. I did miss one, and a Fire in the Hole. Mike Robbins should be our next one to come in here. As I told you, it was going to be the Ford. It's actually going to be a great running international tractor, and Mike Robbins coming out of Greensburg, Indiana, to the starting line now. This is a guy who, over the years, has just been one very, very knowledgeable and tough running machine in the hot farm category. This is the Northwoods Engineering hot farm tractors. Right now, Fire in the Hole finds itself down a lot further than where you typically would find it in a points race. It's right around the 10th spot. Kicked off the season with a win in Tampico, Indiana earlier this season, but did miss 2 hooks, Tollsperl and at Altamont, and unfortunately had a hook broke, I believe, in Evansville. And because of that, losing at least 10 points there and losing the opportunity for the 50 points at the other 2 hooks has taken this very tractor out of the points race, but very capable of winning this hook right here. Here's Fire in the Hole, Mike Robbins. Go back and watch our replay here of the 1456. He launches off the starting line. A nice little bounce and kind of gets that rear to sit right under him. We bring the front end up and not a whole lot of wasted bounce. Didn't really unload the tires or anything like that. And I'd say he evaluates that run and is pretty happy with that pass, as he is going to move the leader flag. 3:12 and 87. 3:12 and 87. That's good enough to go in the number 1 position for Mike Robbins. Now we'll bring Fred Giesler in. Sorry, I got ahead of myself there talking about that blue Tornado New Holland. He comes in next. Then Daniel Bug with Horseplay. And last night's winner and your points champion, Jordan Harris, and Magnified. Magnified is the next one to come our way. So those are your next 3 here. Northwoods Engineering Hot Farm Tractor category. And they have been just running like crazy over the course of the summer.
Coming up here in the class here. Good runner, very competitive, that's for sure. Hey, don't forget about the boys, excuse me, the Scout, BSA, Group 10.
Thank our friends again from Hot Shot Secrets. They continue to help us. We thank our friends at Optima Battery. The H6 and H7 Optima yellow tops will Pure Flow technology or direct fit replacement battery for many late model GM cars and trucks, as well as Jeep, Cadillac, Audi, BMW, Mercedes, Volkswagen, and Volvo. You can look for the ultimate power source at a quality auto parts retailer near you or at OptimaBatteries.com. Fred Giesler steps in now with the Ford known as the Blue Tornado.
We got a brand new leader, Mike Rollins, at a 312 and 82.
And like you're hearing there in the back, he is your new leader. Mike Robbins just drove off that track at 312 and 87. We're going to see if Fred can one up him here just a little bit.
Not tonight.
Yeah, he's not going to quite get there here this evening. We're going to put him at 295 and 71. 295 and 71. And that puts him in the number 4 position right now, 295 and 71. So not what we were hoping for that Ford 9000. It is a very good running machine out of Southern Indiana.
295 and 71, 295 71 for Fred Giesler.
Continue to work here through all of our hot farms. There are 21 in the total class here. Pulling across the country happening this evening, regional, of course, state level. Pulling, of course, as we wrap things up with our 2025 hooks throughout the summer. It's been an awesome summer of competition with the Hot Shot Secrets Pro Pulling League, our state and regional organizations as well. Next, we should look for Daniel Bugg to come in. And this is tractor known as Horseplay. This Horseplay entry has been a very good running machine here as of late. And he finished up last night, of course, in the mix there in the number 2 position, 317 and 19. 317 and 19 his finishing distance. And that's been, you start going back into the Hot Farm archives and you start studying just a little bit on where all of these guys went. Last year, this very tractor was your champion in this very Hot Farm class. He had a wonderful summer and ran really, really hard, had some wins, Tollsboro, Kentucky, and that sort of propelled him to that points lead. And then from there, he never really looked back, just stayed very consistent. And out of Fredonia, Kentucky, here comes Daniel Bugg with his John Deere backing to the line now. It's a 40-50. It's known as Horseplay.
What time you got to be in church in the morning, Dad?
Your leader is Mike Robbins, 312 and 87. He is the front guy right now, the leading distance to beat. And we're going to watch and see just how far we go now with a good running machine and Daniel Bugg, last night's runner-up. Last night's winner sits on deck, the magnified entry of Jordan Harris. And then we have the Undertaker and Cody Hamilton. He was a top 5 finisher last night as well.
All right, green flag, green light. Here we go with Daniel Bugg out of Fredonia, Kentucky. The Horseplay.
John Deere 40-50. He's not going to take over that number 1 position from Mike Robbins, but I think we'll mix the order sheet up just a little bit. I'm thinking we're probably going to go into the number 2 position. We'll wait and see just how far with the Horseplay John Deere. And that's right, 307 and 98, 307 and 98 does put him into the number 2 position. Now you start thinking about Brian Rexing. He turned down that 308 and 72. He'd currently be in that number 2 position. So at this point, we have run 6 tractors now in the competition, and that would have had him in number 2 position. So maybe, just maybe, you reevaluate. But he learned something. He's going to come back later in the class and run that milk money entry again. So anxious to see how far he will go. Points leader comes in next. This is Jordan Harris with the magnified. tractor has just been, I've said it and I'll be continually redundant. This tractor has been the gold standard in hot farm competition over the course of the summer of 2025. You want to talk about a guy who's just flat been tough. And everywhere he's gone, you kind of circle him as a prospective winner in the competition. This is the guy. He has been very, very tough and very, very effective with what he's doing. I was in 2024 was with him and announced an event down in Fairfield, Illinois, and he was there and ran very, very strong as well. But he did not fare in the points to win those points. But if you look back and you kind of go back and you study 2024 and how things were coming, you might have learned that in the late part of the season, this guy was going to be tough this year. Why? Well, he won in Fairfield. After he won in Fairfield, it just kind of went away for a little while. Then the last three hooks of the class with us at Lyons in the Shy Diesel event, and then at Lanesville last year, this very event, this guy won at Lyons, he won at Lanesville, he won at Lanesville in terms of gathering the most points that he could. 150 to his tally in those three hooks. And that kind of said, you know what, I'm going to be a threat. And he has come right out the gate this year. And from the word go, this Magnum out of the state of Kentucky has absolutely been the gold standard. So we'll bring him to the line. Jordan Harris is your driver. He is your points champion. He has claimed the title of the Hot Farm Championship in our Northwoods Engineering Hot Farms. He comes in with a 65-point advantage, and the most he could lose tonight is 25 if he were to finish last. So he is your champion, and doing so with significant margin.
Hope everybody's having a good time. Mr. Jordan Harris. Got to bounce it a little bit. Hopefully it didn't hurt him on the big end.
Oh, we may have a new leader there, too.
All right. Got to have better than 312.
Gonna shake her up.
We're going to wait and see just how far he went. Fans, he needed to go 312 and 87, and he goes 312 and 59. He is just short, about 3/10 of a foot back of taking over that number one position. But again, let's applaud him if you're sitting in the comfort of your home or here with me, of course, watching on YouTube. We want to congratulate him on an absolutely stellar 2025. That MX 240 Case International has been awesome, and you are the points champion. Congratulations, Jordan Harris, the magnified entry. We go to the starting line next. We should be looking for Undertaker, Cody Hamilton, then Randy Begley with Foul Play, and then Austin Peters with the Hoosier Hooker. Those are your next three to come right here. Northwoods Engineering Hot Farm Tractors is part of our Hot Shot Secrets Pro Pulling League Midwest region event right here in Lanesville, Indiana, as part of the Heritage Weekend, Lanesville Heritage Weekend. You can see there in the left corner our rundown thus far, our top five. Those are your top five in the pulling distances right now. We have had 8 competitors go down the track. No, 7 competitors go down the track. One of them turned down their pull, so they will be coming back. That's Brian Rexing. And here comes that John Deere 8345R Undertaker. This tractor for many, many years was campaigned by Mark Dashiell and has now been driven by Cody Hamilton. Cody comes out of Terre Haute, Indiana. And from where we are here in Lanesville to Terre Haute is just a couple hours. And that's not really any way to get there very easily to make your way to Terre Haute from Lanesville. You've got a couple options, I guess you could say. You can make your way most direct, I would say, is to go back towards Evansville. And you can either drive on towards Evansville and jump on 41 and head north and sort of make that longer journey, or you can kind of cut your way across from Du Bois County on up into Vigo County, where this gentleman would hail from in Terre Haute, Indiana. So good running machine, tough running John Deere, very, very capable, sort of the middle portion of our class as we work towards being in the middle of our 21 tractors here And now we're going to start to get to that question of where do we go? Do we continue to launch from the center? Are we moving left? Are we moving right? Where do we want to start? And where are we going to find that best hole shot? Some bouncing, but it didn't really seem to affect him as much on the big end of the track there. The front end came up a couple of different times. Never unloaded those rear tires like you want, but he was up pretty high here on that second bounce as you watch the John Deere launch right there. We were up to pretty high, and he's still just kind of along for the ride here with the 8345R John Deere, known as the Undeere Taker. But we're not going to complain one bit. 311 and 01, 311 and 01. Put that horsepower to the track. Even if the front's up, the front's down, keep those rear tires set under your tush, and let's go. And he is in that number 3 position, 311 and 01. So 2 in a row there now into the third position. Your leader continues to be Mike Robbins, 312 and 87. He sits in the lead right now with fire in the hole. He is the leader.
Oh, that's right. I forgot to put on my bad.
Thank our friends from Mack Trailer. Of course, they're located in Alliance, Ohio. They're respected as the nation's foremost manufacturer of dump flatbed transfer trailers and the pneumatic tank. Mack Trailer provides ongoing solutions through high-tech product innovation and advanced engineering capabilities. They're the national leader in trailer manufacturing, of course. Mack Trailer serves the industry with trailer to meet the rigorous demands of your hauling requirements. Let Mack build you the trailer you need with the level of quality you deserve. You can experience the excellence of Mack. For more information, visit macktrailer.com. And we thank them again for their continued support of the Hot Shot Secrets Pro Pulling League as we start to dig in here and really, really get after it in this Northwoods Engineering Hot Farm Tractor class. This is going to be Foul Play and Randy Begley.
All right.
Randy comes to us from Huntingburg, Indiana.
Huntingburg, Indiana.
Huntingburg is down DuBois Way and not too far from Lanesville. You're probably just about an hour, maybe just a little over an hour, right in that sort of range from Lanesville, Indiana. I want to head west on I-64. You'll find your way into Huntingburg. And here we come now to the starting line with Randy Begley. 312 and 87, your leader. 311 and 01 is third. Top 5 right now is going to be somewhere around 305 feet.
Got the green flag, green light. Out of Huntingburg, Indiana, Randy Begley on the Foul Play Tractor.
That was a great run for the Case. And let's go back and let's watch that replay and just continue to watch as Randy launches his Case International on a nice pass there. No doubt whatsoever he is on his way. The 7250 is off and working for him. Great ground speed, good hole shot. I don't think there's anything he'd really want to change at all. And he's going to be right in the mix again. 311 and 37. It puts him third. He bumps Cody Hamilton down by about 0.3 of a foot, and that puts him into the number 3 position. So we haven't quite crested that 312 to 313 feet to go into the number 1 spot. But again, we're in a class of 21 tractors, and if you can drive your tractor off into the top 3, you're pretty happy. There's no question about that.
Yeah, good puller here.
Austin Peters comes in next, the Hoosier Hooker, and then Josh Bomber with Daddy's Money, and then Every Little Inch and Brian Pruitt. Those are your next 3. Then Darren Bomber comes in with I Got This, and Brian Cameron with Fuss and Fight. Those are the next 5 or so that we've got in this class. You think about our points race right now. Jordan Harris has the points race 1. You start digging a little bit deeper here and starting to study what things look like. Brody Typin is the next one to kind of really hone in on here and focus on. He's going to be a little bit later in the class. Brody is currently in the number 3 position. He's 20 points back. And so he's going to move himself up into that position, I'm going to say, with John Chastain being a scratch this evening. Brody ought to gain those points and move himself in there. Now, just 6 points back of Brody is Caleb Werner with the Raging Buck. And he's going to be out later in the class as well. He pulls 2 hooks after Brody. So we're going to study this out a little bit more and really kind of study to see who might finish up in that number 2, number 3 position in this points race. But certainly it's been a huge battle over the course of the summer of 2025. We're here in Lanesville, and an awesome, awesome town. It's a study of all sorts of love to the past. You think about old tractors and sawmills and threshing machines, and you go through all of the different experiences that you have right there as part of the Lanesville Heritage Weekend. It's an event that draws thousands of folks, not just from Harrison County and Floyd County, but from all across the area to come and enjoy themselves here this weekend in Lanesville. So we're glad you're with us, joining us on YouTube here. This is the Hot Shot Secrets Pro Pulling League. The Hoosier Hooker has back to the starting line. Austin Peters out of Greensburg, Indiana, comes to the line right now. Our leader is from Greensburg, Indiana. That is Mike Robbins at 312 and 87 with fire in the hole. He sits number 1 right now.
Hoosier Hooker. They're going to lay down a nice pass there, so we'll find out what the distance is.
International 1066 makes his run out of Greensburg, Indiana, and we're going to wait and see just how far Austin Peters went. He was in the mix here. You know, you start to study it and you look at last night's finishes, and it's been one of those scenarios where competitive tractors are right there in the mix. Mike Robbins last night was 8th. He is your leader right now, and we're going to continue to look at it and study it and see just how far he went. 6th placed, 307 and 82. 307 and 82 puts him in the number 6 position thus far. Thinking after last night we had him, but I don't see him now. Studying in the last night's results, I think I may have misspoke that the Hoosier Hooker was with us in competition last night. Glad to have him here tonight as he makes his run at 307.82. Austin Peters, the Hoosier Hooker. Josh Bomber in next with Daddy's Money, Every Last Inch, and Brian Pruitt. And then I Got This and Darren Bomber. Those are your next 3 coming in here, folks. Part of the Pro Pulling League Midwest region event right now. Our Midwest region is sponsored by our friends at AP1 Insurance, and we continue to have them on board with us, and they have been fantastic. Ag Protect 1 and AP1 Insurance. You start studying if you need any kind of crop insurance, you need support for your hauler, or any kind of coverage provided for your cost, folks. These are the folks to call. They've got liability coverage. They've got coverage for your trailer. They've got coverage written from whatever you need, and they have been just absolutely tremendous. They're pullers, and they understand the needs and the importance of what they can do for our competitors, but also our fans that are devoted to the sport. So, you know, folks, we beg of you, if you hear these advertisements, if you hear us talking about the folks that have continually helped and continue to support us and help us bring this event to you, well, please give them a call. Visit their website. Jump on AP1's insurance website, which is Ag Protect 1, agprotect1.com. Jump on there and take a look and give them a call. Let them know that you watch this stream tonight and that you have some sort of competition vehicle or you have crop insurance that you need. Let them know that you watch this and you heard all about it and you appreciate their support in this awesome event. We go back to the starting line now, folks, and this is Joseph Bomber with Daddy's Money. Yeah, it wasn't the one he wanted, unfortunately, there, folks. Joseph Bomber makes his pass. We're going to mark him at 294 and 82. 294 and 82. But a beautiful tractor. We're glad to have them out here with us. You don't see a yellow tractor here very often in this game, and certainly an international variety coming to the starting line here. 294 and 82. The pass for Joseph Bomber. Every last inch comes in here next. That's Brian Pruitt, then Darren Bomber, and then Brian Cameron. Those will be your next three.
Yep. Thank you, Buck.
Man, Daniel myself from New Middleburg, Indiana.
You're on top of it, my friend.
Johnny on the spot. I built that boy out of spread rock, believe it or not. Back in '06.
Yeah, just a little bit of fluid there. You can see under that, right behind that tire, the 1066 and the Daddy's Money entry. Again, like I said, Darren will be out here very shortly, two-tractor team, and they'll look things over there. No problem. Don't think it'll be such an issue whatsoever. Get it cleaned up and ready to go. We have run 11 of our vehicles. We've got 10 remaining at this point. And then we're going to conclude the evening, folks, with 4x4 Pro Stock trucks. The 4x4 Pro Stock trucks coming in, the unfinished business of Jamie Kincaid. Then young Jackson Payne will be in driving Major Payne. Last Chance and Brad Chamberlain. And then Terry Harnicle will conclude the class with Overkill. He was a winner last night. We've got just 4, but very, very potent 4 coming our way in our naturally aspirated Pro Stock 4x4 truck class. Go back to the line now, and we find Brian Pruitt. He comes to the starting line driving every last inch. That is the name of this tractor. He finished up number 6 last night. He comes from Brownstown, Indiana.
Used to be Phil Typeman's tractor, Buck. You remember them days?
Oh, Phil. Oh, my God.
Yep.
He is currently number 5 in this points race. Brian is out of Brownstown, Indiana. A win in Princeton earlier this season. A win in Tollsboro, Kentucky. Based on our points, he collected top finishes in both of those events here.
Phil was just in high school.
Yeah. All right, here you go. Mr. Brian Pruitt.
Go back and watch that replay again, folks, but you're going to notice a few things that he might have wanted to change. And as he launches right here, here comes the Hot Farm tractor. A little bounce to the left, a little bounce to the right. Our balance is not quite how he wants it to be. I won't say it's really a weight-related issue. We just didn't quite get that whole shot and get that balance the way that we wanted to. Our tires weren't quite set under our tush. But you think about this awesome 1466, we go back to our roots, of course, the late Phil Typen, a man we all love so very much in this sport, and their roots were really cut in Pro Stock. But went back to that Hot Farm, and of course his daughter Sharon did a lot of driving right there in that tractor, and with Phil doing some piloting as well. So not the night we were hoping for by any means there. When you think about Brian and his pass, he goes 291 and 27. 291 and 27. Darren Bomber coming in next, then Brian Cameron, then Brody Typen, Ronnie Cole, and Caleb Werner. Those are your next 5 here as we work our way through our class of Northwoods Engineering Hot Farm tractors. Fun night, beautiful evening here with us in Lanesville, Indiana. Southwest Indiana. Great competition currently going on here in our Hot Farm category. My name's Miles Krieger. It's an honor to be here with you tonight as part of our stream on YouTube. We hope that you've enjoyed this this free sort of peek in to what things have looked like over the course of the summer of 2025 with ProPulling.tv. We want to encourage you to become a member of that and join all of our streams, of course, have been there this summer. So you think about looking into what we do at all of the events we go to. If you are unable to attend, you still have the opportunity to watch. And from now and then, every now and again, we give you an opportunity to see a hook on YouTube or a chance to watch a class on YouTube. But the way that you get to watch all of it and never miss any of the action is to visit ProPulling.tv and learn more. So we certainly appreciate you joining in and watching right here this evening as part of the Lanesville Heritage Weekend. This is the Lanesville Heritage Pull. This is our third class of competition tonight. If you're just joining us, we started with a really awesome light pro stock tractor class. We deemed our points winner earlier this evening, and Matt Smith and the fast forward tractor in that light pro category. We also ran 20 of our 3.0 pickups, and we are now on Hot Farm. And this is Darren Balmer. He has launched from the starting line with "I Got This."
Not bad, not bad. Getting closer. Yep, not bad. We'll get to the distance. I'm going to shake things up just a little bit.
3:10 and 58. 3:10 and 58 for the 1206 of Darren Balmer. I Got This, the name of his tractor. That puts him pretty comfortably on the edge of that top five as he goes fifth, and he separates himself by a few feet there on back to number 6 now with the 1206 International. Brian Cameron, Fuss and Fight comes in next, then Brody Typin. Then we've got Ronnie Cole with Constant Aggravation.
Well, Dan, I want to tell you what. One of the beautiful sights here in Lanesville is the church steeple. We talked about that last night. Yeah. And that view from here is just absolutely gorgeous. It really, really is. Exactly. Yeah.
It's breathtaking. A little bit of trees in the way, but that's it.
Yeah.
Down to 8 here in our class of 20 or 21 of our Hot Farm classes. Folks, we talked to you about Northwoods Engineering, and they have been a tremendous addition. We're glad to have them on board as a sponsor. They are very involved in building technology that we are utilizing in this class and many other classes.
Out of Rushville, Indiana.
They help with
Hey, guys, come check out
and
the
they do a lot
Scout
of great
BSA.
work. We certainly are glad to have them on board, have the opportunity to work with them and see them. So, and they are very, very knowledgeable and very, very involved in trying to help build products for all of our folks here. So we certainly thank them for their continued efforts and support and doing everything they have over the course of 2025 in this class.
Getting Brian here all back in, getting ready to go here. Still chasing.
And we are back into the starting line now. And this is Brian Cameron.
312 and 87.
Tractor that he has called Fuss and Fight.
Still got
Comes out
some
of
heavy
Noblesville,
hitters out here yet
Indiana.
to go.
Nice competition here tonight, ain't no doubt. He's going to find the right spot on the track to get past him.
Yep. Brian Cameron. Fuss and Fight. Is everybody having a good time out there tonight? There you go. That's what we wanted to hear. I hope you have fun.
Yeah, you get to
I know
hear
I am
the
up
live
here.
PA announcer sitting back in the wings as well as they do a fantastic job as well of notating and kind of sharing the knowledge that these competitors are doing. It's a fun time to be able to interact with the crowd and be able to share a story as well and get to enjoy and listen to them as well. We go back to the starting line now with Brian Cameron. He is launched with his international fuss and fight.
Well, we got him right there, Buck.
Got to bounce him just a tad. But you think about the growth of this class over the years, and it's been a very steady, very, very strong class.
Still chasing the fire in the whole tractor.
Uncommon to have 20, 25, and even 30 tractors at a time in the class competition. And that's been great over the years. We enjoy it so very much, and it's very similar now. We've had more than 30 or so, and a few different events.
300.52.
We're going to mark that distance at 300.52. You can see it on the screen. The fuss and fighting puts him number 9 right now with the international fuss and fight for Brian Cameron. He's the next generation competitor. We talked about the Titan family just a little while ago when you saw Brian Pruitt drive his international known as Every Last Inch. Now we go back to the roots, and let's really talk about this John Deere that's getting ready to come trackside here very shortly. And so Scott Typen is really who carved the path for this young man right
Look
here.
at a couple of John Deeres here back to back.
Of Scott's dad, Phil, that they did a lot of work with a John Deere known as Nightlife. And that Nightlife tractor went out on the national circuit in the pro stock tractor class, and it was incredibly successful. Scott went to, you name the national event, and I'll show you where he won and was incredibly successful with it. And after several years, they sold that tractor. And they had the opportunity to get the tractor back just a few years ago, and it is now back in the shop in Southern Indiana. It's been a great addition. It's a great story to talk about Brody Typen and just how fun it's been to watch him. They come their way out of Crothersville, Indiana. You might think about Scott when you talk about Tampico, Indiana, over there near Seymour. So if you're going to try to find where they're heading towards Crothersville, towards Tampico, an event where we've already been with the Pro Pulling League this summer, Tampico is going to be off I-65 between Indianapolis and Louisville. As you make your way north from Louisville that way and towards Seymour area, you're going to get your way into Tampico. You're going to have to drive just a little ways and run your way over there. But obviously, it has become a staple on our schedule every summer. We can't wait to get back there and have a fish sandwich and some of the amazing treats that the folks there at Tampico make. So there's another destination. You've heard us talk about that over the course of the evening, right places you want to go. Well, this is one of them. You want to be in September. If you're looking for an event in June, well, enjoy Tampico and make your way there. That's this hometown, this young man. Crothersville, Indiana is what we have on paper, but not too far away from that hometown pull for Brody Typen as he backs to the starting line with the Nightlife John Deere.
All right, we'll see what he's got here. Got the green flag, green light. The Typen Nightlife. Brody Typen. Went right in the middle of the track here.
Well, he got the front wheels over the line. It's on the back wheels kind of hard.
Just nothing there. Just nothing there.
And you watch him launch here. That's a really nice launch. And now we got to where we're duck walking just a little bit there in the middle portion of the run.
and 26.
And that's not exactly what he was hoping for, folks. It's going to cost him some distance. We're going to put him at 298 and 26. 298 and 26. That puts him at 10. We're going to have to really pencil that out and study to find out exactly where Brody goes. At the present time, a 10th place finish will give him 30 points, 32 points. So that 32 points, to his credit, will move him up just a little bit in the ranks, and we'll have to see from behind him where everybody falls as well. But he's going to finish in that top 5. He may finish as high as 2nd. He could finish as low as maybe 3rd or 4th in this battle. The winner in the points race, no question, is Jordan Harris. He came in with a 65-point advantage with Magnum Fight. It has been a summer for him. And we get ready to bring now Constant Aggravation to the starting line and Ronnie Cole. Unfortunately, last night he went out of bounds, had a disqualification about 250 feet, and that cost him, of course. He was not where he wanted to be. So he may come out with a little bit more effort even further this evening, trying to avenge last night. Next is going to be Caleb Werner, and then Dan Mercer in the more milk money entry. Jeff Fleck, Mike Dixon, and Brian Rexing. Actually, Mike Dixon is yeah, that's right. We got 6 to go. Ronnie Cole, Caleb Werner, Dan Mercer, Jeff Fleck, Mike Dixon, and Brian Rexing. Brian Rexing turned down 3:08 and 72 earlier this evening. And for a while, we thought, man, that might have been a top 5. He's fallen outside of the top 5 now with that run, as he is currently in the number 6 position, I believe, right now, if he were to keep that 3:08 and 72. So he didn't come to get 6th. He's going to shoot to win this thing. There's no question. He's going to come back just a little bit later and see if he can put himself on top of this class. We go back to the line with Constant Aggravation, Ronnie Cole, Arcola, Illinois. And he's got a good running John Deere on the line.
We're going to drive on.
All right, Ronnie Cole. Arcola, Illinois. Constant Aggravation.
Building some boost up now for Ronnie Cole, and we're getting ready to launch with a John Deere.
It didn't work too good.
.289.06, 289.06 for Ronnie Cole. That'll bring out Caleb Warner out of Versailles, Indiana. Driving the Raging Buck. Dan Mercer.
289.06 for Constant Aggravation, 289.06, and Ronnie Cole, Arcola, Illinois. Caleb Werner coming in here next. We talked about him a little bit earlier. He finds himself in the points race. He's had a pretty solid summer out of Versailles, Indiana. Then we have Dan Mercer. Dan Mercer comes in, and he was 3rd last night out of Fort Branch, Indiana. He's right there in the mix in the points race as well, and has had a really good summer as well. He is number 7 in the points. Kevin Fleck, number 6. Brian Pruitt, number 5. Caleb Werner finds himself number 4. He's 6 points out of 3rd.
Had a lot of pulling on it over the last few days. Doing the best they can to get her in shape. Sure.
And we're going to bring those trucks in here next. That will conclude our show here, or the loose portion of our Pro Pulling League event. We thank our friends from the Hot Shot Speaker, of course, for being on board as the presenting sponsor of the Pro Pulling League event here.
Zach Snyder, Logan Shane, happy birthday. Rick Shane, Randy Shane. Randall Closer, Rick Burton, Perry Gleick, Gary Gleick, Mike Witt, and of course I can't forget about Tony Schindler. Big thank you to all of them, that's for sure.
Also, Doug, we got to thank them, the sponsors here for Pro Pulling League, Optima Battery, Top Tires, ARP, Automotive.
Caleb Werner backing in here now with the Raging Buck.
As far as hardware,
John Deere out of Versailles coming to the starting line.
turbo and fuel injection system. Hot Shot Secrets, all your diesel fuel additives to help make your
Couple of second place finish to his credit this season at Princeton. That's really the best mark on his card this year in terms of points. Won't complain whatsoever in terms of just how competitive the tractor has been. You do not have to win a points race. You got to understand that consistency will drive you to the front, and that has been a very true statement for many. John Chastain, who entered this evening in the number 2 position, had not won a hook. He was number 2 in a very, very hot point battle. Off and running with Caleb Werner. John
Good plan. Well, we got the oil pan fast. We're gonna, I change things up a little bit. We'll find out.
3-2. 307 and 3-2 for Caleb Werner. 307 and 32. Dan Mercer comes in next, and Jeff Fleck and Mike Dixon will conclude with Brian Rexing. 307, 32 for Caleb Werner and his John Deere. And that does put him into the top 10. Not in the top 5 quite yet, number 8.
Dan Mercer.
And that's what you hear. He's kind of listening to you here, and he's not complaining. And he's certainly not upset with that. At John Deere 8430.
Go back outside to Brian Rexing.
Before we go.
Four remaining in the competition, and then we move on. This is the Northwoods Engineering sponsored Hot Farm Tractor class. Thank our friends again at Hot Shot Secret. First, fastest growing automotive lubricant manufacturer in the U.S. for a reason. They're engineered high quality products that actually do what they say. See the entire line of products at hotshotsecret.com. Products also available nationwide at automotive retailers, farm and ag stores, and truck stops and more. You can certainly visit them, folks, online. We encourage you to do so. Find you a dealer near where you can try out their awesome products. It's been a tremendous year having Hot Shot Secret on board, and they have been a great addition.
Then you got a 310 there, Darren Palmer. So, yeah. Pretty daggone close over.
No doubt.
Your leader right now at 312 and 87 is Mike Robbins. Fire in the hole. Mike Robbins out of Greensburg, Indiana. Number 2, Jordan Harris at 311 and 37. Then we have Randy Begley, 311 and 01. Those are your top 3 right now. Keep on kind of looking down the list. You see that we have run 16 actually at this point, and we have 4 remaining. We're going to back more milk money to the starting line right now. International coming your way.
All right, Dan Mercer.
Got to go past 312 and 59 to go to number 1. Past 3, let's say just go 308 feet to put you in the top 5 at this juncture. Dan Mercer on the starting line, very capable of doing that, no question, as he comes here. Last night finished up number 3 out of Fort Branch. He went 315 and 56. Get everything squared up here as he's got to get back into the sled.
Yeah. After Dan Mercer, we Jeff Black, written in red. Then Mike Dixon. All right, see what Dan can do right here. All back in, ready to go for milk money.
Well, there for a while, Jeff was aggravated. He was down there by the. I won't let him drive mine. I drove his.
Watch here as we pull the visor down. We get ready to go to work here at the International. Green light on the sled, green flag from our flagman. We're going to build some boost up here, and we're going to launch this International. head to the big end of the track. We're looking for 312 and some change to go to the number 1 spot.
Not bad, not bad. Probably going to be a little bit short.
Oil pan. Now that's the oil pan.
Well,
305 and 82. 305 and 82 for Dan Mercer. Again, folks, thanks so much for joining us. If you're watching here on YouTube, we're so glad you're with us. My name's Miles Krieger, and I get to be the lucky guy that gets to kind of provide the commentary tonight for this awesome Hot Shot Secrets Pro Pulling League event from awesome Lanesville, Indiana. Southwest Indiana, and you think about where it is located, directly off of I-64 between Corrigan and Louisville. If you're traveling west out of Louisville, Kentucky, you will see the Lanesville exit about 10 minutes, 15 minutes after you cross the bridge into southern Indiana.
hey guys, next Friday night, we'll be in Salem, Indiana.
Dan
Come on out to the fairgrounds.
Now we're going to bring Jeff Fleck in, the second of 2 entries there from the Fleck family. Cole Fleck went 305.077 with the second official hook of the evening. Actually, the first official hook of the evening with the Red Strokes entry. We're getting ready to bring Jeff now to the line with Written in Red. Then wheeling and dealing, Mike Dixon. Then we're going to conclude with Brian Rexing. If you're just joining us, Brian Rexing had the option. He went 308.725, and he turned that pole down. 308.725 would have him currently in the top 5 or right at the edge of top 5. Your leader is 312 and 87. Then we have a 312 and 59. Then a 311.37, a 311.01, a 310 and 58. He would actually be sitting in the number 6 position at this point.
All right, Jeff Black. Right about center of the track.
So we're going to back to the starting line and kind of take our way back there, and we get ready to build some boost up again and launch. And we started watching how we've moved from left to right, right to center, center to left again, and we've all kind of bounced around here. It's at the discretion of the driver that they can place that chalk or that cone anywhere between those 2 chalk lines, and we'll back that sled directly up to there. That's where they can launch from. It's their choice. And Jeff Fleck going to move to the left a little bit. That's going to be our right from the screen here as you're watching, but the left from the driver's vantage point. And you see we had Cole earlier this evening. He has guided him back to the starting line. We give Jeff now the opportunity. This is a capable tractor. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Capable driver. This Hot Farm class seems to be the one that just, it's packed with people who can go and win and fight. Very, very tough to be at the top here. No question about it. The International on the line coming your way.
Ladies and gentlemen. Oh boy. I'll bring up Mike Dixon.
And Jeff has made his run here at 302 and 64. 302 and 64 on the big end of the track. You see him get that red flag, and he's going to pull right on off the track. But the Pro Pulling League is concluded here for 2025. We wrap things up here in Lanesville this evening. Kind of the final hook for our Hot Farm class. This is the Northwoods Engineering Hot Farm tractor class, and we've already settled some points races this evening. Ethan Baird your winner in the 3.0 diesel pickup truck class. He came in with a small advantage over the Perkins brothers entry, and he did take over the bragging rights of that points championship for 2025. Matt Smith, a points champion a little bit earlier in our light pro stock class. And now here's our third event of the evening, or third class of the evening that we are currently running in here, the Northwoods Engineering Hot Farm class. So we are going to settle that score for second, third, fourth, and fifth, and so on. But the points race was already settled before he even rolled into the property or this evening. Of course, last night, that is Jordan Harris, the Magnum 5 entry. He is your points champion. He is currently sitting in the number 2 position, just about 0.3 of a foot back from our leader, Mike Robbins. And it's been a very awesome class thus far, as we do have 2 remaining. Mike Dixon comes in next, the tractor known as Wheelin' and Dealin'. And that Wheelin' and Dealin' entry is coming here. And then we will have, and he comes out of Murray, Kentucky. And then we're going to conclude the evening for this class with our option puller, the guy that had that test hook that turned it down. And that, of course, is Brian Rexing. Brian Rexing went 308 and a little bit of change. He turned it down. He comes back in here out of Fort Branch, Indiana. So just 2 remaining. And then remember, we're going to go into our Pro Stock 4x4 truck class. And that is, of course, the naturally aspirated class. There are 4 of them sitting back in the wings.
So we'll see what kind of vice versa tonight. That's part of the draw. You don't know that. Right. Yeah, the number's been kind of falling off. See what happens. With the written in red. Sorry. Wheeling and dealing. Yeah, the wheeling and dealing.
Well, he's tightened up on the drawbar. We've got green lights on the sled. The green flag coming our way, and Mike Dixon's going to launch here with Wheelin' and Dealin'.
Mike Dixon.
You look at Mike Dixon over the course of the summer, and he missed a few hooks here, but he has been very consistently a top 5-6 tractor over the course of this summer. 1066, doing everything he can out of Murray, Kentucky.
I'm afraid he's got the step down. Now he's up to the step. Everybody.
He's awfully close to a top 5 finish. Going to be on the short side of it by just a very small margin, folks, as he is going to go 307 and 92. 307 and 92, and that's going to put him just on the outside edge of that top 5, somewhere around number 7.
Last tractor here in the class, Brian Rexing out of Fort Branch, Indiana, driving the milk money.
Yeah, just looking over these guys. We talked about this earlier. 2 tractors in the
307.92 is that distance for Mike Dixon, and now we bring in Brian Rexing. And the question is, he's had about, let's say about an hour, just right around an hour, since he made his first pass with Milk Money. He went 308.72, and then he turned that pull down. And there was a lot of discussion kind of back and forth between he and the crew members there, trackside, and he sort of weighed back and forth as to whether or not he wanted to turn that pull down or he wanted to take it. 308.72, as you could see, would currently have him in the top 5 at this point, 308.72. Actually, right outside of the top 5 would have him number 6 at this point. 308.72, I think, would have him number 6 at this point. But he's coming back to the line now. We'll see. Did he change anything? What could he do differently? The track seems to be pretty consistent. Last night, sort of the later to middle half of the class numbers were the ones we really wanted to see, And at this point now, it's certainly been a little bit different. You watch a little bit more into this game. So I think there's a lot that's coming our way here. Your top 5 right now, your leader is Mike Robbins, 312 and 87. Number 2, Jordan Harris, 312 and 59. Number 3, 311 and 37, Randy Begley. Number 4, Cody Hamilton, 311 and 01. And number 5 is Darren Balmer at 310 and 58. He sits number 5 right now. As we back this Milk Money entry to the starting line, he would be in the number 6 position right now. final hook. Northwood Engineering, Hot Farm.
All right, here we go. Green flag, green line. On the line here was Brian Rexing, Milk Money. All right, here you go.
We'll get the distance for you in just a minute.
Yeah, same place.
Well, the question is, did he go past 308 and 72?
Takes a really good one, though,
And
to get
308
past
and
that,
72 would put him
barn hole
in the
tractor.
number 6 spot currently. If he goes past 308 and 72, then he's likely put himself into the top 5. And if he's short of that, then he is probably going to be a little disappointed in what he decided. He is going to go 307 and 82. So he is about 9/10 of a foot behind where he was with his 308 and 72, 307.82. And now, in terms of the finish, that is going to put him back a spot. So I believe instead of finishing number 6, he might finish number 8 at that point, because we have Daniel Bugg at 307.98. We have Mike Dixon at 307 and 92, 307 and 82 there for Brian Rexing. We'll get you a graphic here shortly. We should be able to show you the top 10 and how they fared here this evening. And there you see Brian Rexing actually goes into that number 9 spot. And I talked to you a little bit earlier about how we use that third digit a lot of times to break a tie. Well, if you look really closely, that might be the case here already this evening, as Austin Peters went 307 and 82 as well. And 307 and 82 for the Milk Money entry of Brian Rexing. Both those guys listed as a tie, so that means we probably have to look at that next digit. And in this particular instance, that should go, I believe, to Brian Rexing, but I'm not the official. I'm just the guy that gets to talk about it. So here's your top 10. Caleb Werner, the Raging Buck, 307 and 32. Austin Peters and Brian Rexing, both at 307 and 82 or 8th and 9th. Mike Dixon, number 7, 307 and 92. Daniel Bugg, Horseplay at 307 and 98. Darren Bomber goes number 4 with I Got This, 310 and 58. The Undertaker and Cody Hamilton, number 4 at 311 and 01. Randy Begley goes number 3, 311 and 37. Jordan Harris, your points champion, and Magnum Fight at 312 and 59 is your runner-up. And as we talked about when he came to the starting line out of Greensburg, Indiana, that gentleman driving a fire in the hole entry, Mike Robbins, he goes number 1, 312 and 87. An awesome class. Northwoods Engineering, Hot Farm Tractors, 20 official hooks in that class, and every single one of them a very tough, gave it their very valiant effort, no question. So, folks, that concludes that class. We've got one remaining. We will bring our 4x4 Pro Stock naturally aspirated 4x4 trucks to the starting line here next. Unfinished Business and Jamie Kincaid, Major Payne and Jackson Payne, Last Chance and Brad Chamberlain, and Terry Harnicle and Overkill. Those are your 4 coming to line next.
Second, or 87, excuse me. Second, Jordan Harris at a 312 and 59. Third goes to Randy Begley at a 311 and 37. Fourth goes to Cody Hamilton at a 311.05. Fifth goes to Darren Balmer at a 310 and 58. Sixth goes to Daniel Bugg at a 307 and 98. And seventh goes to Mike Dixon at a 307 and 92. And 8th, Austin Peters at a 307. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we do have a tie. Austin Peters and Brian Rexing are both tied at a 307 and 82. Let's give them all a round of applause right there for your Hot Farm Tractors. All righty. Thank you. Appreciate that. We're getting ready to make some noise. We're going to rattle some cages. We're going to scare some people. We're going to do whatever we can, and we're going to wake the dead. We're going to go to Pro Stock Trucks. Pro Stock Trucks, rolling up 4 of them here tonight. Unfinished Business with Jamie Kincaid. You'll be first. Out of Loretto, Tennessee. And then we're staging the two-wheelers up after that. So again, attention to the
All right, we're coming back here to you live from Lanesville, Indiana. The Hot Shot Secret Pro Pulling League. We get ready to conclude the Midwest region event here. And as you can see in our vantage point in the picture, you see the lull. We are changing the wagon over just a little bit. We just concluded Northwoods Engineering Hot Farm Tractors, and we're getting ready to pull in our 4x4 Pro Stock Truck class. Now, last night they were here. We had this very class and competition, and we had the overkill entry. And that, of course, was Terry Hornickel's truck. Leon Mathis drove the truck last night at Laconia, Indiana, a win 313 and 95. Then we had Brad Chamberlain at 309 and 65. Then we had Jim Corey out of Bedford, Indiana, with Back in Black at 308 and 11. Jackson Payne went 300.19 with Major Payne. And then Jamie Kincaid out of Loretto, Tennessee, with Chevy, known as Unfinished Business, went 299 and 52. Those are your top 5 in the competition. We have 4 here this evening. We have Terry Hornickel with Overkill. We have Brad Chamberlain with Last Chance. We have Jackson Payne with Major Payne. And we have Jamie Kincaid with Unfinished Business. Those are our 4 competitors here. Pro Stock 4x4. Naturally aspirated trucks coming here very shortly. Your leader is, or your first hook will be Jamie Kincaid with Unfinished Business. Then the local boy, the hometown guy, Jackson Payne, comes to the starting line driving his dad's Major Payne Ford Ranger. Think about this class, and you think about the success of a few trucks over the years. This is one of them that just has to be in the conversation. Doesn't matter where it went. Major Payne has been a tough out. Now, Jackson has stepped in to do the wheeling of this Ford Ranger, as Dad and Mom have invested big time into their pulling operation, both Jonathan and Beth. Of course, from right there in the Georgetown area, they own and operate a business. They build homes, and they are very, very actively involved now in a super modified 2-wheel drive truck category on the Champions Tour for the Hot Shot Secret Pro Pulling League, super modified 2-wheel drive trucks in the Optima battery class. So that has really been where their main priority and focus has been over the course of 2025, but a chance to run really close to home and put the next generation driver in the seat, as Jackson, a recent high school grad who is going to be doing some college baseball playing here in the coming months. He's going to do the wheeling tonight of the Ford Ranger for the family. Chevy S10 making its way around here, and you think about, we saw this a little bit in our diesel 4x4 class that was out just a little bit earlier, but it's not real easy to make that turn just yet, so you kind of have to do a 2 or 3 point kind of turnaround to make it here. As we bring this Chevrolet to the starting line, it's the Unfinished Business entry out of Loretto, Tennessee, Jamie Kincaid. He does draw the option. He has the choice. Does he want to take the pull? Does he want to turn it down? Thus far this evening, we have had one who did take the pull, and we have had a couple who turned down their pulls and came back later in the class. So we had that same scenario with Travis Pushler. He turned his pull down in our 3.0 diesel pickup truck class, and Brian Rexing turned his pull down, and neither of those gentlemen bettered themselves, I don't believe. Actually, Pushler did. Travis Pushler did. He bettered himself significantly, about 20 feet difference. First class, which was our light pro class, Matthew Meadows took his hook and he finished up in the number 3 position with that hook. So we go to the starting line, and we bring now Jamie Kincaid out of Loretto, Tennessee, with a good running S10 known as Unfinished Business. you're sitting at home watching, hopefully you're enjoying this event here on YouTube. You have the opportunity now to put yourself in the position. Now, you decide what you want to take this pull, or are you going to turn the event here and cook down the time and try to do better? There's only 4 trucks in that class, so in this particular instance, it's going to be a pretty quick turn for you to be able to get back yourself into position and ready to go, get cooled down and ready. But we'll see exactly what he decides to do, and it is a decision that has been made. He is going to keep that. And I think that's probably the right logical choice. 299.71 the distance.
We're good to go. Okay.
We talked next about Jackson Payne. We had that discussion with you just a minute ago. Young man is coming to the starting line next, and he is the son of both Beth and Jonathan. He is a next generation puller, as he has just really started to do the wheeling of this Ford Ranger for the family. From right there in the Lanesville area, a high school grad from Lanesville, an athlete, did a fantastic job playing ball for Lanesville, and he's going to come to the starting line next. I said to you, he's going to play some college baseball at IU Southeast right there in New Albany, and get a chance to take his skills to the next level, which that's what you want. You think about an athlete who excelled tremendously throughout his high school career. Here he comes now to the starting line, and not only is he a pretty solid baseball player, he's a pretty solid puller. Under the watchful eye of his dad, he's going to come to the starting line next.
All right, Jackson Payne out of Georgetown, Indiana, in a Ford. Calls it Major Payne. Then Brad Chamberlain. Then Terry Hornicle. There you go.
Step number 1 here, back to the starting line of the watchful eye of Dad, and he's going to check things out, certainly look things over here just a little bit.
Special treat for the 50th anniversary right here, guys.
Jackson going to hook to that sled, and we're going to drive him forward just a little bit, tighten up that drawbar.
Major Payne, Georgetown, Indiana. Got a beat at 299 and 71. Jamie Kincaid just laid down just a little bit ago. All right.
And here we go, next generation. We talk about it. It's exciting to have the next generation. Youth and enthusiasm. A young man touching up the drawbar and hunting. And he will do it. 302 and 21. 302 and 21. That's good enough to put him into number 1 position for this point right now. Right? 302 and 21. Good up. Drive off the track into number 1 position.
Beautiful truck.
No question about that. The Major Payne Ford Ranger. Right there in his own community. I guarantee you there are some fans right there watching that are his friends, his peers, that graduated with him. And that's certainly not too far away. We think about the other entries that are coming our way. Guys that aren't too far away from him. As Bedford, of course, where Corey was from. Brazil, of course, Brad Chamberlain. That's a pretty good little haul. Laconia, and Leon Mathis and Terry Hornicle, that's right there in the backyard. They're just running down to Harrison County just a little bit further, jog down near the river, and that's certainly not a far path at all. So another hometown type of pull for those guys. You check it out here. This is a beautiful new Chevrolet coming your way. The old Colorado style body, or new Colorado style body, let's call it, as he backs to the starting line. He's called it Last Chance. Brad Chamberlain coming your way out of Brazil, Indiana. Absolutely gorgeous truck.
All right.
Last night in the competition,
Brad Chamberlain.
this truck went 309 and
Gotta be a
65. He finished up
302.21.
number two. So he's wanting to try to avenge that. He wants to go to the front here if he can and take over that number one position. He's going to have to go past 302 and 21 to take over the number one position from Jackson Payne.
They'll be down with us, and then we'll go in that the invitational as a two-wheel drive.
Watch it as he is putting the power right to the track. Drove through that first initial bounce. Ground speed fantastic. And he is going to go to the lead. 304 and 67.
Mr. Brad Chamberlain, 304 and 67.
Puts him into the number one position by about 2 feet. Brad Chamberlain. That's going to leave Terry Hornicle to come in here next. That will conclude our class. 304 and 67 is your leader. That's Brad Chamberlain. Runner-up Jackson Payne right now at 302 and 21. And then Jamie Kincaid, 299 and 71 with unfinished business. Those year three right now in our 4x4 Pro Stock truck class.
Got 4 in the two-wheel drives. We'll talk about them when we get there.
And here comes Overkill now. And last night, Leon Mathis did the driving. Tonight, Terry Hornicle coming to the starting line. Out of Elizabeth, Indiana, Laconia is right there in Harrison County. And like I said, from Blanesville, you just kind of got to wind your way down to the river. And if you get that done, you are going to make your way into Elizabeth, not too far from the riverboat that sort of changed everything for Harrison County about 30 years ago when it arrived. As we bring in the Overkill entry back into the starting line. A beautiful old Ford. You talk about that, I say it pretty well every time I get a chance in a broadcast. If I were building one, it's going to be an old square body Ford, an old 70s series Ford body is what I would be shooting for. You go back to the roots of that four-wheel drive game, and you think about some of the greats of Randy Stewart and Donna Webb and some of those folks that I grew up watching in four-wheel drive competition. And this body style just makes me think about those days. There's no question about it. So we come to the starting line now with Terry Hornicle. This is a good one, folks. Truck won the class last night out of Elizabeth, Indiana. By about 10 feet, maybe even, and give himself some separation here. And let's look at it. How about it? New leader, 313 and 66, Terry Hornicle. He is going to win the class with Overkill, the old
My Kentucky cousin is struck again. By way of Laconia. LA.
Oh, yeah.
The grand finale.
All righty. I will give you the top 4 guys that go just opposite of what they pull.
Get you a
Basically,
rundown here real quick
Terry
about
Hornick was your
4x4
winner
Pro
at a
Stock trucks, folks, but they pretty
3:13.66.
well finished exactly how they
Chamberlain in
pulled,
second
but in the reverse
out of
order. So
304.
number 4 tonight, 299 and 71 was our first hook, and that's Jamie Kincaid. Number 3 was Jackson Payne at 302 and 21. Brad Chamberlain, runner-up this evening with last chance at 304 and 67. And your winner, they sweep the weekend with the overkill 313 and 66. And we see that beautiful fireworks there in the backdrop, folks. Our 4x4 Pro Stock class. We are so glad to get that class in. And folks,
we're getting ready to do the two-wheel drive grudge match,
this
what I
broadcast
call it.
from our friends right here. The Lanesville Heritage Weekend, Lanesville Pull, right here in Lanesville, Indiana. And basically the conclusion of our Hot Shot Secrets Pro Pulling League 2025 points race in the Midwest region. The Silver Series, we concluded the event here tonight. And we thank you so very much. I hope that you enjoy the broadcast on YouTube. We encourage you to visit propulling.com. Visit all of our sponsors that have been so integral in the course of our season of 2025. And again, we hope to see you down the road somewhere or right here on YouTube or propulling.tv in the coming time frame. Thanks so much for supporting us tonight. We wish you well.
All right. Give them all a round of applause. That was awesome. I'm telling you. That was awesome. Heck of a display of fireworks. Well, we're getting ready to go two-wheel drive action here. Jim Corey out of Bedford, Indiana. You'll be first with the midnight